for the touchdown.
And he's just a 10th grader, Grady, so, I mean, that's just an excellent read right there.
He's got some wheels, doesn't he?
Absolutely. He's got separation in a hurry.
He got a couple steps, and that was it. He was gone, so Oxford will be on to attempt the extra point. It is a 54-0 Yellow Jacket lead now. Garcia on to attempt the extra point. His legs got to be getting tired, Coach.
Absolutely.
There is the kick, and that one's up and good, and the Yellow Jackets lead it now 55-0. We're back with more coming up on the Friday Night Network Game of the Week.
Step into the offices of J. Britt Middlebrook CPA, where you'll find professional one-on-one service for business and individual clients. In this ever-changing tax and economic climate, you can count on receiving the expert advice you need. J. Britt Middlebrook works hard to provide every client what they need to meet all deadlines. Tax season will be here soon. For all your accounting service needs, call or stop by at 1913 Berry Street in Oxford. That's J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA.
So the Yellow Jackets add another one on here. And make it 56-0 now over the Southside Panthers as the clock rolls with 3.5 to go now in the ball game. Been a tough night here in Southside tonight.
Yeah, it's been extremely tough on them, and I kind of hate that, but it is what it is.
So, Yellow Jackets ready to make their way out, kick it off another time. As had a great crowd in attendance tonight. Of course, they're not allowing completely packed stadiums, but a lot of folks turned out for this one tonight here in Southside. And again, want to say thanks to Southside for hosting us tonight. Great folks here. They have been great hospitality, man. We really enjoyed it. Got to see some old friends, and it's been great to see the folks up here in Southside. Here is the kickoff. It's going to be fielded, fumbled, and picked up now. Cody Roberts, make that Roberts out there blocking. That was number 22 on the return, Damian Hitchcock. Number 22 on the return. Gets it out across the 25 out near the 29-yard line, we'll call it. 1st and 10 for the Panthers from there. Make it the 27 they'll spot it at. And the clock rolls with 2:05 to go in the football game. New quarterback in now for Southside. And a new back in as well. They're going to hand it off, and they're going to break it outside and get it out to the 35-yard line. That's number 31, Dalton McGraw, on the carry there for the Panthers. Looks like the new quarterback in is Gage Neesmith for the Panthers. Final minute and a half now. Neesmith's going to take the snap, going to hand it off, and this time hit in the backfield and drop for a loss is McGraw. First man there was big number 66 for the Yellow Jackets, and that is Radley Sexton for Oxford making the stop. 3rd and 5 now for the Panthers. Well, Coach, what are your impressions of this Yellow Jacket team that you've seen here tonight?
Oh, I'm very impressed with them. They lose the way they lost earlier. It's had to be tough because, Oxford looks extremely strong. Has a great team, man, great program, and got a lot of good players.
We'll run the football another time, will Southside, and out maybe just short of the first down is McGraw. As Oxford, he's going to get his first down. Yeah, I was impressed. Offensive weapons seem limitless on this team, and I was impressed with the defense tonight. The strength and the speed they showed up on the front line, and of course the cover guys are outstanding. So very solid, strong defense for this team. They're going to be a threat to win it all again, I think.
Well, and that's the key, when you got cover guys like they got, man, you can put 9 in the box. You got 2 cornerbacks that can I mean, they can lock them down, and that's what you want.
You know, especially at this level at 6A, you got to be able to cover because you're going to have the passing game comes into play at the 6A level. That's our final tonight. Oxford wraps it up. They win it 56-0 here over Southside. We're back to wrap it up ourselves coming up next.
And a good Tuesday evening, and welcome in to Struts Wings in Oxford for the Tuesday night FNN High School Football Coaches Show. I'm Jim Jacobs. To my right, Joe Medley, of course, joins us from the Anniston Star as we get set for 90 minutes of football chat and chatter as we prepare for Week 4, relive Week 3. We've got a couple of players of the week here to honor tonight. The folks from Harrison Sports Chiropractic on board to help us take care of that throughout the evening as well. And, okay, what got your attention this past Friday?
Well, I saw Oxford play, and
that didn't get your attention.
No, but well,
maybe in a bad way.
Well, the thing about it is, and I didn't realize this until I really looked at it in depth, but I kept hearing the figure bandied about. They lost 20 seniors, they lost 25 seniors, and then I actually looked at the roster. There were 30 kids on last year's roster that had 12 for their grade.
Wow.
And then, they had the 12 transfers too. So, I mean, how many high schools, can lose 42 players and expect to be the same, especially when you're playing Class 6A football. So they're really young, and that showed through. And Southside is really good. I was impressed with Southside. They their quarterback, Neesmith, I thought had a live arm. Their defense was really good. Justin Bowen, we talked about him last week. He used to be on Oxford staff. Now he's their defensive coordinator and
has done a good job there for sure.
They've forced 11 turnovers in 4 games, and I think it was 3 of them Friday night. So
yeah, they're a legit contender in that region.
They are, and I was really impressed with them. And Oxford, they showed their talent in moments, but Southside had it more consistently all game long.
Well, and I think it's an appropriate point, in the conversation to give Sam Adams a little love as well. Everybody that I run into, especially after the game this past week, well, you think they'll fire him, at the end of the year, and let's face it, Joe. I mean, unless I've just got this marked way wrong, that's not going to happen.
I would think not. And anybody who's being realistic, and hopefully the heads that are over the heads are realistic, reasonable people.
Well, let's face it. Adams did not create the environment that he's working with right now. He inherited it as part of taking the job.
He did, and I don't think I've ever seen it too, where one coaching change, and I don't think it was a reflection of Sam. I don't think they left because of Sam Adams. I think they left either because of Keith Etheridge or because Keith Etheridge wasn't there anymore,
right?
Or because they didn't get their way in the coaching search.
Yeah, well, Keith Etheridge is a player's coach. I mean, players love Keith Etheridge, and when you've got to follow that, I don't really care how good you are as a coach. That's still big shoes to fill.
Yeah, and I think I might have relayed this to you last week, but Trey Higgins was our quarterback last year. He was also the player of the year in baseball for us. And I was talking to him back when we did the player of the year interview in spring. And, I was asking him, what's going on? All these guys leaving, and it was a mystery to him too. And he said that he'd been texting back and forth with current players that were going to be playing for Sam Adams, and asking, is it that bad? And they're like, no. It's just, again, I think some people didn't get their way in the coaching search, or didn't get their way that Keith wasn't there anymore,
right.
and it was kind of an overreaction.
But for those of you that are restless about what's going to happen at Oxford, the right word right now is probably nothing. As far as the coaching situation goes, I mean, you may have some assistants change or something like that, but. That's part of that kind of process anyway.
Sam Adams was not only the hire this time, but he was, if I recall, he was the first runner-up when Keith was hired.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, he's well thought of, on the higher levels up there.
And I haven't spent a lot of time with him, but the time that I have been around him and the interviews that I've seen that he's done, I think he's a really decent guy. And, you got to give a guy like that a shot, and that doesn't come in, your first 10 football game, after the cupboard's been raided.
That's right.
graduation, transfer, whatever you want to call it.
And then somebody left the gate to the cupboard open.
Yeah. And, there was a little encouragement that went on there. Let's face it, some kids are where they are because of Keith, and, some kids are where they are because they think their stock rose considerably by making that move, and maybe it did. I don't know. To me, those kids that wound up at Thompson, I think they pretty much knew where they were going before they transferred, didn't they?
Yeah, they had the same last name as their dad.
Yeah,
that's where they're going. The ones that followed Keith to Auburn, there were one of those was Keith's son,
right?
And
that's a natural thing, and so. And then you had another one that went because he just wanted to play his senior year for Keith.
Yeah, and then there were the Gulf Shores kids, and
right.
You don't know what all's involved there, but yeah,
the beach. I know what's involved. The beach, the beach and fried shrimp, man.
Again, I just come back to you don't see many teams lose 42 players from one year to the next, and in 6A football that's
huge.
That's huge.
Yeah. And for those of you that are asking, no, they're not going to fire Sam Adams at the end of this year. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
I would think that would be an awfully irrational move.
Well, I think the worst part of doing it, Joe, regardless of how many games they win or lose between now and the end of the year, is, to me, I just think it makes the program look incredibly unstable to the next guy.
Yeah.
If you were to make that kind of move.
Yeah.
What kind of job security do I have?
He would have been the guy to get the job the other time if not for.
Right.
Right. And so that's – so, I don't see that either.
All right, let's talk about Anniston at Cherokee County.
Yes, let's talk. That was next on my mind, because that was,
that's a game we were supposed to do, and a game you probably should have went
to. Yeah, we usually, unless there's something really big going on, we usually don't leave the county. But that was, I felt last week, and I think we said this on the show, that Anniston should be the better team, but it's one of those games where the other side's a pretty good team, and if Anniston's not on their game, they could lose this one, and it turned out to be that way. Obviously, one thing that hurts Anniston, last year they had a kicker, they had Kevin Escarino, and this year when I saw them play against Wellborn, they were going for 2 on every touchdown.
Right.
So they didn't get a 2-point conversion. That was big, and then the game ends on the 9-yard line. So that you got to give Cherokee County credit for making those stops, and when you don't have the ability to consistently make an extra point, that can be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a situation where normally that's a chip shot to win the game. And you got to ask yourself: is there not somebody they can find that plays soccer or something that can kick a ball 10 yards?
No. To be honest,
apparently not. But
I've followed them for years, and outside of Escarino, that they've had a lot of years like this where they were going for 2 most of the time, and there's not. I don't know. I think they still have a soccer team, but I don't think it's producing potential kickers for them.
I mean, there's got to be of all those talented girls that they've got over there that play basketball and stuff, somebody can kick a ball.
Maybe.
Come on, Rico.
I guess they dribble. They have to drop kick it. I guess.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But boy, Joe, that really hurts Anniston's chances, though, as far as what they might have been able to do. They're still pretty much in the driver's seat in regards to being able to finish in the upper part of the region, but as far as winning the region, I think that's out the window. And to be honest, I don't. Who's going to beat Handley?
Exactly. They're going to have at least 2 region losses.
Yeah.
And it's a question of whether or not they get some help. Whether they end up playing at home in the playoffs. And,
you kind of wonder. Jacksonville had a nice win this past week, but they've been kind of bouncing all over the place. And
they got Jim Ogle back this week.
Yeah.
And that was big. And you know, they're a team, again, they got really young on defense, and the more they play, the better they're going to get. They have athletes there, and Clint Smith can coach. But,
yeah,
you know, they started out this year really young on that side of the ball.
Are we overlooking or not talking enough about the two best teams in the county, maybe being in Piedmont and Alexandria, and especially Alexandria?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, because, I mean, we had so much hope for 3A Region 5 and, you know, 4A Region 4 to be just so competitive, and they just haven't turned out to be that way.
No, and Alexandria is every bit as good as they were last year, and maybe better.
Yeah. Maybe
better. And Piedmont's got all those kids back. That's going to be a heck of a game at the end of the regular season.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. They'll play, you know, the end of the year.
And speaking of Alexandria, for those who haven't heard, assistant coach Trace Payne passed away this morning from COVID, and that's there have been a lot of tributes posted on Facebook from people out Alexandria way for him, and just wanted to pass along from the show and from the Star, you know, condolences to everybody in Alexandria, and especially Coach Payne's family.
Boy, that's so tough. I mean, you know, especially when you kind of look at that from the perspective of, you know, I had it, and you know, here I am, and I'm feeling pretty good, and you know, here's another guy who, I mean, it just went the other way.
Yeah, and it, you know, he had been in the hospital, it's my understanding, since August 11th.
Wow.
And so he fought a long battle with it, and as you well know, my wife is a nurse, and she's told me some things in terms of what this disease does to some people, and you know, he fought a longer battle than some. I'll put it that way.
You get on the ugly side of that thing, it's, you know, I just don't know what to say other than, you know, God be with us all, because we need it.
Yeah, and I'm going to sound like Mr. PSA here, but
go get the shot. Go ahead.
Get the shot.
Go get the shot.
Wear the mask. You don't want to end up on the wrong side of this thing, and because it can go really wrong really fast.
Right, absolutely. All right, well, we're going to catch our first break of the show, and when we come back, I'll figure out who's next during the commercial break, but we'll start our guest. Let's run through the lineup real quick of who's with us tonight, because we've got a great lineup. Joby Burns with Cleburne County. How about the Teflon Tigers there, Joe? Undefeated.
I know last week when they went 3-0, that was the first time since 2007. I haven't gone back and looked at how long it's been since they were 4-0 to start. But yeah, they're putting up points for a 40 or better 3 times this year.
Yeah, well they'll get their Kool-Aid check this Friday though.
yeah. Hanley is a beast.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Of course, Pleasant Valley's on a high. They picked up their first win of the season this past Friday night. I spoke with Coach Nix over at the table just a couple of minutes ago, and I said, any night you score 42 is a pretty good night, isn't it?
It is, especially if the other team scores less.
Absolutely. Well, Pleasant Valley's here with us. Coach Jonathan Nix, one of our favorites. Coach Miles Holcomb is supposed to be here, but
here.
Is he here?
They walked in. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wasn't sure if he was going to make it or not. I had a call from him earlier this evening, and of course we've got our Player of the Week here. Well, we've actually got 2 of them. One from Cleburne County from Week 0, and then of course that little quarterback from Southside that flung 4 touchdowns over here at Lamar Field this past Friday. He probably didn't mind coming back down here tonight, did he?
We got some really good quarterback play here tonight. That'd be a heck of a position battle, I think.
Gage Naismith is his name, and he'll be here for the award. And, of course, you know, Mr. Egg Roll here, also here for the duration of the program. And he just kind of slides in and out when he wants to. All right, we'll catch that break, and when we come back, I tell you what, we'll go with Coach Nix. Pleasant Valley is on the Tuesday night high school football coaches show straight ahead here on the Friday Night Network.
Blue Mountain Pallet and Wood Recycling is a locally owned business and has been serving Northeast Alabama since 1997. We provide a variety of wood products at reasonable prices. We support our churches, schools, and law enforcement. Ronald Reagan once said, entrepreneurs and their small enterprises are responsible for almost all the economic growth in the United States. Blue Mountain Pallet, 3614 Old Birmingham Highway. Come see us.
Step into the offices of J. Britt Middlebrook CPA, where you'll find professional one-on-one service for business and individual clients. In this ever-changing tax and economic climate, you can count on receiving the expert advice you need. J. Britt Middlebrook works hard to provide every client what they need to meet all deadlines. Tax season will be here soon. For all your accounting service needs, call or stop by at 1913 Berry Street in Oxford. That's J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Tim Hodges, Fred Wilson, Eli Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. With our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums, our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
And welcome back to Struts Wings in Oxford, Tuesday night high school football coaches show on the Friday Night Network. Jim Jacobs, Joe Medley, and to my left, right there in that Carolina blue. That's why I always like having you, is that's my favorite color, that Carolina blue. Except I'm a basketball guy for up there. Coach Jonathan Nix of the Raiders, and coming off a big victory over Weaver this past Friday night. I said to you earlier when we shook hands, I said, any night you can hang 42, that's not bad.
Oh, that's a great night. I know Coach Preston and the defensive staff's always excited if we put up 40-plus points.
Well, let's get right into it. It sounded to me like that running game, you guys have found something there. I know from the Weaver side of it last week that they were really worried about that zone read game.
Yeah, and our kids did a good job. Through the first 3 games this year, we've had 180 offensive snaps, and so we were averaging 60 snaps a game. And we felt like we were moving the ball. We just couldn't capitalize in the red zone, and a lot of it was mistakes. And our youth would show. We start getting 8-10 plays in a drive. Usually some kind of mistake was happening, and so we really tried to gear in of why some of these plays are not busting. I know it's one thing to gain. A lot of people say, hey, if you can gain 4 yards on a play, then, yeah, you can move the chains on that. But also when you're dealing with a high school athlete, you start getting into 9-10 plays, and sometimes mistakes come. So we really tried to go back and say, hey, why didn't some of these plays go for 15-plus explosive plays? And sometimes it was receivers not carrying, staying with their block downfield, somebody not blocking to the whistle and letting up on their guy. And so really tried to hold the kids accountable on seeing that stuff, and I think it really paid off for some of those guys.
Coach, 6th year now out at Pleasant Valley. You can go out there and walk around the facilities and stuff like that. Obviously, progress in those areas has been made, and you've got to be really pleased about where things are in that area. Where does the next step come from to get to where you're more competitive in the region?
I think it's definitely, getting some consistency. This is the first year that we actually have a junior high staff. Coach Preston is back from military for 2 years, and so I felt like things were going great before he left, and then. When he went away, we had to all of a sudden, roll some people around in different spots. We had some coaches come in and out. Didn't have a junior high staff, and so forced us to kind of do both of them for a while. Mm-hmm. And and there's a lot to do with all that. So I'm real excited. I'm super excited about all my coaches that I got right now, Coach Youngman and Coach Morris. And then I've got another volunteer that's helping with the junior high. So I've got 3 people that's helping with junior high pour into those kids. So those kids are getting great fundamentals taught to them at a young age. That way when they come to you, they do know some basics. And then, we have a full varsity staff for the first time since I've been there. So, I mean, we're talking about a 9-man football crew from junior high to varsity. We haven't come close to that in 6 years. And so I really think that's going to pay off in the long run. And all of us are so close, and I really think that our kids are seeing that too. Not only do we coach together, but we're friends outside of coaching. And I think that really pays off when kids see that unity.
Jonathan, people who have seen you play or watched film on you guys this year, they've noticed a player. His first name is Number, and his last name is 84.
Yeah.
Tell us his real name and what he's bringing to you.
That's Dakota Roberts, and look, he brings a love for the game. And look, there's a lot of people that'll say, this whole recruiting deal and how you feel about it and all that. But really, what we did was unbelievable. In April, we recruited our school, and when I say we recruited our school, I'm not talking about we got a kid to also play basketball and play football. We went and recruited kids that played nothing at our school and said, hey, look, football will be great for you. I mean, we had like 9 of them that had to go to summer school, and so that was kind of a deal that we had to work through. But these kids, like, I don't know that I felt this much joy coaching football in a long time, just with the kids, that what it means to them each day to come to practice. They're fun to be around. That inspires the fool out of us as coaches, and we know that, like, this is meaning something to them. And those kids like that is hard to replace. And so Dakota Roberts is definitely one of them. Man, he's a force at defensive end. He's a good tight end. And a lot of these, they just never played before. And we were talking on the ride over here with Braden May and Zeke Curvin about, they're the only 2 kids on our team that was on our team 2 years ago. We have 2 kids that was on our team. Most of these kids are brand new to football, so each week they'll get better and better.
I have to imagine as a coach, there's a joy in bringing a young man into a football team environment that's never done that, and just see his eyes light up as he starts to get it.
Oh, that's why you coach. I'm telling you, that's why you want to rent a whistle. To see those kids in that locker room after that Weaver game accomplish something is just, it goes down as one of my favorite moments as a coach, just seeing the excitement on their face and seeing that they did pull together, and they're real close. I mean, and look, we told them, you're going to make a ton of mistakes, and that's just part of it. Just come to work each Monday. Let us try to help you fix these mistakes, and let's grow together. And they've really bought into that, Now, they've all got their different challenges, whether it become grades or, hey, it's the first time that I've done something, and so, like, this is tough. He's wanting us to work out. He's wanting us to watch film. He's still wanting us to keep our grades up above a 70. And so, but that makes it fun as coaches, and we divided the kids into 5 accountability teams, and so it's almost like you've got small groups with these kids, and I think that's what really pours into these kids, because each one of our coaches is taking 7, 8 kids under their wing, and it's like another father to them, and that's what we want it to be like, close-knit family in there, and really after everybody looks out, and you've seen the comment that Curvin made in the paper about, I was running for my teammates, and like he meant that.
Wow.
I'm sure when this season started, knowing what a losing streak Weaver was on, this was a game that was kind of circled. But how much did it help you kind of get your team's attention that they won a game the week before that?
Well, I don't know. If you try to get in a teenager's mind, then good luck. I mean, that's a scary place to be. And so some of the coaches was asking, how you think it would have been better if they'd have lost or they'd have won? I said, guys, let's don't even go in their brain, because, like, it's a scary place. So,
Coach, you're just a little old, man. You got to get into Xbox.
Yeah, there you go. So, I know this on Xbox. Every teenager knows where the reset button is. Yeah. And so if they're getting beat, they want to reset. Yeah, nobody wants to finish the game.
There you go.
So, but anyway, we brought that up and we said, look, Weaver's improved. Like Coach Ashley's done a great job with those kids, and they are much improved. And, the defense forced turnovers, and we were able to capitalize on those turnovers. The week that we played Hoax Bluff, it's 0-0 after the first, and we forced 2 turnovers, but we just couldn't capitalize. And so, when you're given those opportunities, any win in this region is a big win. It doesn't matter who it is. And especially with a team that's this young, for them to pull together and get a win, it's a big thing. And, the community, they pulled together after it. I mean, we had parents that fed them last night after the practice was over and said, because we normally try to feed our kids after each win. And so the parents got together and did like a potluck with them and fed them pork chops and stuff. And so some of our kids was like, oh, my goodness, we get this every time we win. And so it was just good. It was good for our kids to see that and be excited about that and see that everybody's pulling for them.
That's great. I think that's wonderful. Fans and some parents, but fans for the most part, don't understand what you guys do on a day-to-day basis throughout. I mean, it's all year long now, really, in some degree. I mean, they know you might do the washing machine, and ride the lawnmower and all that kind of stuff. But the things like the youth groups and putting your little clusters together and things like that, and those are the things that separates great football teams from mediocre football teams. Yeah. Where does a coach learn to do that kind of stuff?
I think you've all of us coaches have had guys that we've worked for, that we've seen that. And, sometimes it's your high school coach. Sometimes it's the head coaches you've been blessed with, to work for. And I've been blessed to work with some great ones, like Brian Mintz. You won't find a better Christian guy than him, and he was a hard worker. Scott Peavy worked for him at Asheville, and he was a hard worker. And so many of these coaches like that. And then sometimes it's just trial and error on some stuff that you see, and you go, hey, look, we've got to do a better job in this area. And really, I think it's all about trying to get all of your coaches to buy into the same thing. And once you get that, then the kids buy into that. And but that's what's unique about this coaching staff right now. We all got each other's back. We're all ready to work. And there's a lot that goes into a game plan. Especially a game plan. Sometimes you might be outmatched, and your game plan has got to be perfect on every play. And that's what we want to do. We want to take on that workers mentality. Mm-hmm. That's what we got to do. Like, that other team might have more talent than us, but we either got to have more knowledge or we got to be meaner than them. And those two things, if you can be meaner and have knowledge, that's a dangerous weapon.
We'll break down the rest of the schedule for us to get us into November.
Well, it doesn't get any easier, that's for sure. There's no easy games on our schedule. We got Welborn next, and then we're open. Last year we played Donahoe week 5, but we had to do that because there were some COVID issues, and they had to move that game.
Right.
And then we Sachs, Piedmont, Ohatchee in a row, and then Glencoe and White Plains to finish it off. So, I mean, it doesn't get any easier, and what we got to do is just, be where your feet are and work at it day by day and week by week. And right now, our feet's on Welborn, and that's where we're trying to work on each day, preparing our kids for that game, and then we'll move on to the next game.
One thing's for sure, Coach, that road you have the rest of the way will make those young men better football players.
It sure will.
For sure. Tell us who you brought with you tonight for us to chat with.
All right, I brought Zeke Curvin. He had a great game this past week. He one of his goals, he sat down, we've been doing these goals, and he said, I want to have 4 touchdowns and I want to have over 200 yards, and he almost accomplished that goal. I think he wound up with 3 touchdowns, but he did wind up with over 200 yards. And then Braden May is my senior quarterback, and he had over 100 yards rushing and right at that in passing. So both of them phenomenal leaders. That's what I'm so impressed with them right now about. Hey, this is a young team, guys, so you're going to have to be patient with them. And sometimes I was like, you're going to have to remind me to be patient with them. And so I told them, I said, I need you to be like another coach with them, because you're going to hear stuff in the locker room about, hey, this is frustrating to try to learn this and that. I said, you got to kind of be my ears on that, and let's go attack that kid together and say, look, you're not going to get it overnight. And both of these guys have stepped up to that challenge, and all of us coaches are super proud of both of them.
All right, well, let's get Zeke and Braden in here and talk a little Pleasant Valley football with those young men. Coach, Always great to see you.
Yep, thank y'all.
All right.
Yeah, appreciate y'all.
Coach
Thank
Jonathan Nix of the Pleasant Valley Raiders will be back with those players coming straight ahead here on the Friday Night Network.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at FNN Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Griffin Laser Engraving in Lincoln is your authorized local dealer for personalized Yeti products. Get your Yeti customized for your team, a business, or a special event. Your color, graphics, even photos. At Griffin Laser Engraving, we make it the way you want it. Order just one or hundreds, and you'll find the full line of Yeti coolers and accessories on hand, even the hard-to-find items. Nationally recognized, but right here at home in Lincoln for quality awards, trophies, powder coating, and personalized Yeti items, Griffin Laser Engraving.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99 and then bring it in for free refills throughout the year. That's right, free popcorn for a full year. Your locally owned and operated Grub Mart, in business for over 75 years.
High School Football Coaches Show. We are live at Struts Wings here in Oxford. Jim Jacobs along with a couple of guys from the Pleasant Valley Raiders still celebrating a 42-14 win over the Weaver Bearcats this past Friday night. And the guy to my immediate left had a whole lot to do with it, Zeke Curvin. I got it right, didn't I?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and to my right is the guy who handed him the ball. That's Braden May.
Yes, sir.
Now, why can't May ought to be easy, right? It's only 3 letters. Okay, guys, how big was it to get the win? You start, because you had a huge night.
Well, it was a huge confidence booster, but it's a great feeling.
Yeah.
To just win.
It's more fun when you're winning, right?
That is absolutely right.
Talk about the game a little bit and your feelings after it was over.
It was amazing. I mean, we have some new guys that came out to play this year, and they have never felt a varsity win, and it was amazing to see how they reacted to a win, and it was so much fun. It was just great.
Zeke, Coach Nix called it recruiting your school. About some of these guys, these new guys that have come in that have never played football before. What's it like as a guy who has been playing for a while to kind of mix in and try to be a leader for those kind of guys?
Well, it's entertaining every day.
Because you never know what they're going to do you?
You never know.
All right, there's got to be a story here somewhere. Give us a good story. What's something one of them has done? Come on, guys.
Well, our tight end, Big 84, is what a lot of people like to call him.
Yeah.
He hasn't played in a while, but so like our first week at practice, Coach told him to run a corner route, and so we told him what a corner route was, and then Coach told him to run a post route, and we taught him what a post was. Well, he kept getting them mixed up, and like. The other day was the first time that Coach realized that, hey, he doesn't understand why they're called a corner and a post. And he was like, you see how, like, there's a post in the middle of the field?
Right.
Yeah, well, it was just amazing to finally see it click.
Yeah.
About, like, what the difference of a corner and a post is and why they're named that. It was just, like, you could see his wheels finally start to spin when he figured it out.
You know, and I mentioned that to Coach Nix when we were talking just a few minutes ago. I said, as a coach, it must be incredibly gratifying to, bring a young man into a program that hasn't played and then watch it finally click. And he said, man, that's why you coach. That's why you rent a whistle. All right, guys, well, it's not going to get any easier for you this week. You got a really tough set of Wellborn Panthers that
you got to go up against. Talk about the matchup a little bit.
Well, every team on our schedule is pretty good, especially in our region. We are in the toughest region in 3A, and so we respect them obviously because everybody in our region is really good. But I think we're going to come out and we're going to try to surprise some people Friday night.
There you go.
That's our goal every week.
Well, I understand you had a goal this past week. Coach Nick said your goal was to score 4 touchdowns and rush for 200 yards.
Yes, sir.
He said you almost made it.
Almost.
What's your goal for this week? Have you decided yet?
Always trying to improve every week. Can't go down.
So is that 220 yards or is that 5 touchdowns?
We'll say 4 touchdowns and 220.
4 touchdowns and 220 yards. Quarterback, is that enough?
That sounds great.
You'll hand it to him for that, won't you?
Oh, yes, sir. Hopefully I'll throw it to him a few times also.
You'll get the ball.
Yes, sir.
Well, listen, guys, congratulations on a big win at Weaver. Did you guys eat yet?
No, sir.
Okay, so you need to get back over there before Coach gets in your stuff, huh?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, listen, have a safe trip back up to the Valley, and, hopefully we'll see you soon on the game of the week. And congratulations on the 42-14 win over Weaver.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to grab a quick break. When we come back, we go with the Cleburne County Tigers, who are unbeaten at, 3-0, 4-0? As they get set to take on the number 2 team in the state and the defending 4A champs from Hanley this Friday. That is straight ahead as we get with Coach Joby Burns, and we hand out some hardware from our Week 0 Player of the Week. That is coming up on the Friday Night Network. Stay with us.
Harrison Sports and Chiropractic, located in Anniston, Alabama, is dedicated to their patients. Car accidents, injuries, pain management, or even if you're just feeling the wear and tear of everyday life, Dr. Farr and Dr. Harrison can help. Call them today at 256-231-0417 or like them on Facebook. Walk-ins are welcome, most insurance accepted. Contact them today. That's 256-231-0417.
Blue Mountain Pallet and Wood Recycling is a locally owned business and has been serving Northeast Alabama since 1997. We provide a variety of wood products at reasonable prices. We support our churches, schools, and law enforcement. Ronald Reagan once said, "Entrepreneurs and their small enterprises are responsible for almost all the economic growth in the United States." Blue Mountain Pallet, 3614 Old Birmingham Highway. Come see us.
Step into the offices of J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA, where you'll find professional one-on-one service for business and individual clients. In this ever-changing tax and economic climate, you can count on receiving the expert advice you need. J. Britt Middlebrook works hard to provide every client what they need to meet all deadlines. Tax season will be here soon. For all your accounting service needs, call or stop by at 1913 Berry Street in Oxford. That's J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA. Step in the
Welcome back to the wing capital of Calhoun County. Struts here in Oxford. Jim Jacobs, Joe Medley from the Anniston Star, and we are joined now by Coach Joby Burns of the unbeaten Cleburne County Tigers. Go ahead and get your question out of the way. He may know the answer, but he probably don't. Coaches don't keep up with stuff like that.
Well, we mentioned last week that 3-0 for the first time since 2007. Do you know 4-0 for the first time since?
I have no idea.
See, I knew he wouldn't know.
No idea.
I know one thing. He had a hold on a piece of chicken over there just a few minutes ago.
Right.
That was to die for.
It's Coach,
if they lock in defensively like you had that chicken bone, you are in good shape, my man.
That's right. That's the plan.
All right, well, let's talk about where you are at this point of the year and just how pleased you are with what the program's accomplished.
Well, obviously very pleased. I mean, you know, I felt like we had a chance to be pretty good this year, to be honest with you. Coming into it, not knowing how good Ohatchee would be, and they are a very good team, and so I felt like if we could somehow get that win right there, that it would really sort of springboard us into the the next few weeks. We didn't get to play Beulah the year before,
right?
So I didn't know a whole lot about them, and then coming in, I just felt good about the way we were working, and very pleased and happy, and we expected to be here. I know that sounds a little funny because we haven't been, but we work pretty hard, and we go into every game competing, expecting to win it.
You talked to Jonathan about Xbox, and he's got a quarterback sitting over here who's putting up some video game numbers. And it seems to be a real sudden emergence, but we talked earlier today, and you felt like this could have started last year, if not for the injury.
Yeah. Kyler, he started early in the year for us, played about 3 games, or actually 4 games, and, had a broke elbow. We didn't know it, couldn't throw it very well, but he ran it very good. And like I said, like I told you earlier, I was just, I felt like last year we would get some of the first year starts out, the jitters out, and things like that, and but he's picked right up where he's left off, and gotten better, and he's doing a good job.
Coach, how much of the success that you're enjoying right now do you feel like comes from your pedigree of where you came from? Because where you came from, there's been some mean football players, right? And I mean some tough teams that have put up some historic numbers, really.
Right. Well, I mean, I just hope that I've brought a toughness, that a work ethic, that we're going to work hard every day, that we're going to do the hard things, that it's like I told these guys for the first game, they better like it when things get tough, because that's the way good football teams are. That's the way a football season is. It's hard. It's a grind, and life's hard and life's tough, and so that's the main thing I've learned from those guys that I've been with and where we've been. It's just you work every day and you don't take a day off, and and so that's one of the main things I've tried to bring here to Cleburne County, which they've always said, they've had good football teams in the past.
Absolutely.
They've won, and they're, when I think back to, at Lineville, when we played them every year, they were one of the hardest teams we played. So they've had that there, and so, that's really all I know. So, it's just that hard work and doing things day in, day out, and trying to do the right thing. So.
Well, I tell you, you're talking about some slobber knockers. Some of those Heflin Lineville games way back when to start the season.
That's right.
You would think that was like a third-round playoff game. That's how tough they were.
They were, and they were fun to coach in, and we didn't know a whole lot. Going in, I mean, I didn't really know a lot of people in Heflin, to be honest with you, when I was at Lineville, but it was a good rivalry. It was a good, clean rival, and we just got after each other. And first game of the year, you never really knew what to expect, and so you could sort of tell how your season was going to go by the way that game went. A lot of times.
Sure enough, I mean, absolutely. I mean, there's been some years I know. We used to do some of Heflin's games on the radio when I was in the radio station business, and some of those years Heflin go down there and lose that game, and then turn around and win the rest of them and go deep in the playoffs. Right. So those Lineville Heflin games were tough. Yeah. Now I got a question: have y'all taught Coach Short that he doesn't have to cut the football field anymore? I mean, it's okay to stay off the tractor.
Yeah, we got the turf now, so ain't nobody cutting it.
I thought about that. Was the first thing I thought when I saw the picture of the new turf was, after just thinking how great it looked, is has somebody told Coach Short he doesn't have to cut this?
That's right. That's right. No more cutting the grass.
And speaking of the turf, you guys are 43, 43, 47 on the 3 games you played on that turf this year in terms of points. But when we talked earlier today, you said the X factor may be more the assistant coach you brought in this year from Georgia.
Well, he's done a great job. Coach Kofer, he's come in and You know, he's our offensive coordinator, and he's done a really good job. And all our coaching staff has. I mean, our defensive coordinator, Jake Mayfield's done a great job. You know, we're playing good defense as well. But, just having Coach Kofor there with somebody with a lot of experience does a great job. And just very lucky to have gotten him.
How do you prepare mentally for your game Friday when you know what most of us think?
Yeah.
You know, talk about preparing for Handley Friday.
Well, I just want our kids to be excited. I mean, they haven't played in a game like this before, and it's like I keep trying to tell them, when you prepare, when you're ready to play, when you do the things that you're supposed to do, these are the fun games. This is why you play. You want to play good people. You've got a chance to play the defending state champions, what everybody thinks is, right now one of the best teams in the state, and definitely probably everybody thinks they're the best team in our region. So we've put ourselves in a position for there to be some excitement about this game. We've just got to keep coming out and working hard and doing the things that we're supposed to do and be excited about being there. And, hey, we're going to show up and get after them and see what happens.
My feeble memory remembers a game years ago between these two teams, Handley and Cleburne County, where there was a guy named Prothero on the field. And well, they had some real players back then, and the excitement was like you described now. Can you kind of give us a sense of what it's like in the community now at 4-0?
Oh, yeah, everybody, they've been really good to us the whole time. We've had a lot of support, in the last 2 years. But, yeah, the place was packed Friday night. I really didn't come out after halftime and just sort of look up in the stands, and I said, wow, that's packed, And people they're good to us. They've been really, really good to us since we've been there. But, yeah, there is a lot of excitement, not only through the community, but, just all over. I mean, I've had people call me coaches and people calling, and I tell the kids, it's nice, and I know that people are telling them how good they are and all this, that, and the other, but, we've still got to keep getting better every day.
Talk about the rest of your schedule, Coach. There's some really good football teams on it.
Very good football teams. I mean, of course, Handley, obviously, which we've talked about, but then we get Alexandria the next week.
Talking about two teams that historically have had some slobber knockers, boy.
Exactly.
Whew.
But then you come back with Jacksonville, Cherokee County, and Anniston to finish out the region schedule, and all three of those are very, very good teams. Made deep runs in the playoffs the last couple of years, and so it's going to be tough every week, and that's what I've tried to prepare our kids for. I mean, with the excitement we've got this week, I mean, it's going to be like this the rest of the year. As long as we keep doing our part and do what we're supposed to do.
You plan on being around in November?
Yes, sir. Always.
I love asking a coach that question because you know what you're going to get.
Hey, where he comes from, November football is
that's just the way of life.
Exactly. I mean, feel cheated if you're not.
I had a coach tell me last year, coach up at Etowah, Coach Locke, he said, look, there's nothing better than to be practicing on Thanksgiving.
Oh, yes. No doubt. No doubt.
And you know what that's like.
Exactly.
And people in Heflin know what that's like
right.
too, Coach. And, congratulations on the job that you've been able to do with your staff and, all your kids to kind of breathe some new life into this thing and get it going again, because when Heflin was winning and contending and, a team everybody was talking about making deep runs in the playoffs, this area was a lot more fun.
That's right. That's right. We're enjoying it.
All right. Well, we're going to get your quarterback over here. We got a little hardware for him. We'll take care of that here after the break, but wanted to thank you for coming over and hope you've enjoyed your supper and continued success the rest of the season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Coach Joby Burns with us here from the Heflin Tigers. They're 4-0. They take on the defending 4A state champs on Friday, and we'll be back with our first player of the week for the season. And that is straight ahead next here on the Friday Night Network.
Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Tim Hodges, Fred Wilson, Eli Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. With our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums, our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at FNN Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Griffin Laser Engraving in Lincoln is your authorized local dealer for personalized Yeti products. Get your Yeti customized for your team, a business, or a special event. Your color, graphics, even photos. At Griffin Laser Engraving, we make it the way you want it. Order just one or hundreds, and you'll find a full line of Yeti coolers and accessories on hand, even the hard-to-find items. Nationally recognized, but right here at home in Lincoln for quality awards, trophies, powder coating, and personalized Yeti items, Griffin Laser Engraving.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99 and then bring it in for free refills throughout the year. That's right, free popcorn for a full year. Your locally owned and operated Grub Mart, in business for over 75 years.
Harrison Sports and Chiropractic, located in Anniston, Alabama, is dedicated to their patients. Car accidents, injuries, pain management, or even if you're just feeling the wear and tear of everyday life, Dr. Farr and Dr. Harrison can help. Call them today at 256-231-0417 or like them on Facebook. Walk-ins are welcome, most insurance accepted. Contact them today. That's 256-231-0417.
And welcome back to the Tuesday night high school football coaches show. We are live at Strutt's Wings in Oxford, home of the best wings, sliders, hamburgers, steak, you name it, they got it. What'd you have tonight?
I had boneless wings and fries.
Boneless wings and fries. Man, a boneless wing's about as big as you are.
That's right. That's right.
How about you, Doc?
I had the wings, but I heard the barbecue's good, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. All right, well, Dr. Farr here with us from Harrison Sports Chiropractic, and he normally hangs out at the Anniston and Ashland offices.
That's right.
You twisting arms and snapping bones.
Snapping necks and low backs.
Making everybody feel good.
Making them feel better.
I hear you. And, of course, working alongside a lot of the athletes in the area for athletic recovery, and talk about that a little bit.
So the athlete recovery is really neat. The guys that play, sports, and even have some volleyball and track people that come in. It really just flushes a swelling out of the body so it can heal. So we do the Normatec, which is like a pressure thing that starts from the bottom of your body and works back to the midline, and we do blood flow restrictions, a new thing that everybody's doing. It's really working well for the kids.
Y'all, I know you got this balloon-looking thing they put on your legs.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Blow you up, and they have go on their arms for the pitchers and baseball and stuff for that, and for quarterbacks. And
is that for like blood flow?
It is.
So
when they play, like when Kyler plays and he's running around and throwing and passing, all that's swelling. So what that does, it just kind of pushes all that back into the midline so your body can get rid of it, which promotes healing.
You ever done any of that?
Yes, sir, I have.
Yeah, we got to get him up there, yeah.
Okay, well, we got to get you over here and let you experience it.
Yes, sir.
I've been after Dr. Harrison. We need a cryo tank or –
a cryo chamber. That'd be great. That'd be great.
We're going to start passing the hat for that every week.
I like it.
We'll have to pass the hat for a few years probably.
That's a long time. They're expensive.
I know they're not free.
Yeah, they're good, though. They're really neat.
All right, let me talk to this young man just a second. 4-0. How you feeling about it?
I'm feeling pretty good about it. We've been doing pretty good this year.
Yeah? Did you expect it when the season started?
Sort of, but kind of. I mean, I felt really good about this year, considering I didn't get to play much last year since I had a elbow.
Right, you broke your elbow,
yes, sir,
didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And I heard you actually played a couple of games with it broke, didn't you?
Yes,
because nobody knew.
No, sir, they didn't. We knew that I was having problems with it.
Right.
But we didn't really know what was wrong with it until I went to the doctor a few weeks later after, I think, 3 games I played with it broke, something like that. But, yeah.
Well, you guys kind of served notice with the Ohatchee game that Cleburne County was going to be a force, to be reckoned with, picking up that win, and now you're 4-0. But you got a mighty monster in front of you this coming Friday in the defending 4A state champs, the Hanley Tigers. Talk a little bit about how you prepare to play a team like Hanley.
We're usually just watching a lot of film and preparing for what's to come. Picking up blitzes and things like that, what they're trying to run on defense to stop our offense.
How do you take advantage of a team like that?
It's mainly just film, watching a lot of film about them.
So you got to study.
Yes, sir, you got to study.
Okay. So how much film you watch this week? A lot?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got news for you. I know Brooks is gone, but they've got some as big as him. If I were you, I'd be ready to run. Talk about the turf at Heflin. How do you like the new turf?
I like it a lot better than our grass, honestly. We've gotten used to it now, playing on it. But, yeah, I like it a lot better than the grass we used to have.
What do you think the advantages of turf is versus grass?
We're not slipping as much as we were on grass, and it's usually not that wet. Like usually when the dew falls during the night,
right,
as the game goes on. But I think it's a big change for us. But we've liked it now.
What's it like to get tackled on turf versus grass? I mean, can you tell that much difference?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah.
Now, what do you know about getting tackled?
Hey, mine played. Well, I wasn't a tackle. I played tackle. I didn't get tackled a lot, but my oldest son said that it's a big difference. It's like carpet burns and stuff.
Yeah, it feels like carpet burn when you get it.
See, I do know, Jim.
When you slide and fall on it, yeah.
Yeah. So grass is better to fall on than turf?
Yes, sir. Grass is probably better to fall on.
Huh. Now, what's it like, though, with it's got those little balls in it, doesn't
Rubber
it?
pellets.
The pellets? I mean, does that soften it at all, or is it?
Not really, though, because I think that's part of what, gives you that carpet burn feel.
Right.
But I don't think it makes it any softer.
So if I fall on turf versus falling on grass, am I gonna know a difference?
It's harder. I mean, it's packed in under it, like gravel packed under
right.
it and fall on it. So yeah.
So it's still hard.
Yeah.
Because I can remember walking. Now see, I'm gonna age myself here because this was before your time. Okay. Now Pro Throw could probably tell you about Legion Field. Okay, but I'm gonna tell you, I went to a Rolling Stones concert at Legion Field, and was down on the artificial turf. Man, that was like walking on concrete.
You're dancing around like an aardvark, weren't you? Just going crazy.
And I'm thinking, anybody plays football on this is a fool.
Yeah. That's how it feels.
Yeah.
And those little pellets, they
but
go
I mean,
stick
it didn't.
in everything.
There weren't any pellets there.
Right.
I mean, it was like rug on a concrete.
Ooh.
I mean, it was nasty hard. You don't want to play on that, do you? Okay.
So he's saying be thankful for the pellets. That's what he's saying.
All right. Xbox numbers is what we're hearing about your performance this year. Talk a little bit about what you've been able to accomplish.
I think the run game, especially having me back, I can run the ball now instead of just our running backs.
Right.
And I think we've thrown the ball a lot better than we were last year. And I think it's just better for us to have me running the ball instead of just our running back running the ball a lot.
Isn't that kind of the evolution of the offensive game a little bit? Is the quarterback with that RPO and where you've got the option to pull it and run into a gap or throw it to 2 or 3 different people.
Yeah, I think that's what most teams have changed to now. They got a quarterback that can run, throw, hand it off, do everything.
Right.
Now.
Cool. All right. Well, great. Listen, we got a little hardware for you, young man. Hope you enjoy this. Dr. Farr, I'll let you do the honors.
All right, we're going to open it up and give it to him.
Got a little crystal here for
they're
him.
nice this year. They were nice last year, was show it to the camera. So, Kyler, this is the FNN Harrison Sports Chiropractic Player of the Week. You were week 0.
Yes,
we had to wait a little while to get you in.
Yes, sir.
But congratulations, man.
Thank
Super proud of you.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see what you do the rest of the season.
Hold that up and let the camera see it, and there may be some folks who want to take a picture or two before we finish. We're going to grab a quick break. Good luck coming up. Congratulations on a great season so far, and, don't get killed at Hanley.
That's right. Be quick.
All right, we'll be right back with more coming up on the Friday Night Network. Stay with us.
Blue Mountain Pallet and Wood Recycling is a locally owned business and has been serving Northeast Alabama since 1997. We provide a variety of wood products at reasonable prices. We support our churches, schools, and law enforcement. Ronald Reagan once said, entrepreneurs and their small enterprises are responsible for almost all the economic growth in the United States. Blue Mountain Pallet, 3614 Old Birmingham Highway. Come see us.
Step into the offices of J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA, where you'll find professional one-on-one service for business and individual clients. In this ever-changing tax and economic climate, you can count on receiving the expert advice you need. J. Britt Middlebrook works hard to provide every client what they need to meet all deadlines. Tax season will be here soon. For all your accounting service needs, call or stop by at 1913 Berry Street in Oxford. That's J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Tim Hodges, Fred Wilson, Eli Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. With our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums, our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at FNN Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Griffin Laser Engraving in Lincoln is your authorized local dealer for personalized Yeti products. Get your Yeti customized for your team, a business, or a special event. Your color, graphics, even photos. At Griffin Laser Engraving, we make it the way you want it. Order just one or hundreds, and you'll find the full line of Yeti coolers and accessories on hand, even the hard-to-find items. Nationally recognized, but right here at home in Lincoln for quality awards, trophies, powder coating, and personalized Yeti items, Griffin Laser Engraving.
Back to the Friday Night Network Tuesday High School Football Coaches Show, where we are destroying wings here at Struts in Oxford. Jim Jacobs along with, this is not Coach Holcomb, okay? He kind of looks like a Hulk, but he's not Coach Holcomb. This is he's on the defensive coaching staff, and he just happens to be the dad of the quarterback who is here to pick up the Player of the Week award for Week 3, Coach Kenneth Naismith of the Southside Panthers. And, boy, Coach, you guys, I would say that you were still on a high after a big win this past week, but I talked to Coach Holcomb on the phone earlier, and he was not a happy man.
No, we weren't locked in today, and it showed at practice, and he's disappointed because he's a perfectionist, and that's why we're in the position we're in right now.
Talk a little bit about seeing that kind of day out of your kids and what that does to a coach's mindset.
Oh, you start to think if maybe the big win on Friday is.
I mean, are we in rat poison territory?
It seems that way today, but we've had a Monday or two like this before, and a Tuesday. We've had days like this before, and at the end of the week they gradually get better, and of course, with Coach Holcomb and Coach Bowen, you know, they're perfectionists. They want it done perfect every time, and that's why we're in the position we're in right now, is because those two guys want it a certain way, and if they don't get it that way, then it's a disappointing day.
You know, I was surprised when I got the phone call this afternoon, not by the content of the call, because I'm fine with that. I mean, you know, your guys' job is first and foremost to get these kids ready to play football on Friday, not to come talk to goobers like me. But seriously, Coach Holcomb, when you look at him, when you look at his picture, you know, he looks so young. It's kind of like, how does a guy that you know has this appearance get so revved up about practice? And I mean, he was you know, wired. I mean, he was not happy with his team. He was not happy with, you know, I think where he thought the progression was in the week for a huge game for you guys Friday. I mean, I don't think we can overstate how big the game with Arab is for you guys to have him at home.
Yeah. Well, it's like I keep going back and saying about him and Coach Bowen. Both are they want it done a certain way, and if it's not to that standard, then it's not a good day of practice. And the kids know that, and the kids try to come out the next day and try to perform better and try to do what they're supposed to do. And like, we only teach them what they've got to do. They've got to be the ones to execute.
Right. You know, and that was going to be my next question for you is, you know, obviously a coach can light a candle only so much. At some point, some of those young men that put those jerseys on have got to step out on that field and have to demand that excellence out of their teammates. How do you get that out of a kid?
Really, I think it's something that's either in them or it's not. You know, you try to build leaders, but sometimes, you know, like Titan Rich, our starting middle linebacker, you know, he's just a sophomore, but he's our field general on the defense. He's the one that makes everything happen, and come Friday nights, he knows the defense as well as Coach Bowen and I know the defense. It goes just, I guess, from progression for the week. You know, we start on Sundays, Monday morning practice, Tuesday afternoon, and then by Wednesday and Thursday the kids start getting locked in, and they realize how serious the next game is, because we don't look past what's happening Friday.
Right.
And we don't look back past this Saturday. You know, we don't look back. We just look forward to the next game. The next game is the most important game.
So, in other words, Friday's win, you got the bus ride home, and by the time y'all are unloading stuff into the locker room, that's over.
That's over with.
You know, big win, but we got Arab.
That's right. That's right.
Wow. Okay. Well, and I mean, that makes all the sense in the world. You know, I guess most coaches have kind of the 24-hour rule on big wins, and but you know, as a kid, that's got to be just so hard to turn that loose, to know that you came down here at Lamar Field and, you know, knocked off the mighty Oxford Yellow Jackets that have such heritage and all that kind of stuff. What was it, 41 years?
Well, you know, Coach Bowen made a joke. He wanted my picture on the sideline because he said I was the only coach alive the last time the Southside had beat Oxford. And I am the oldest one on the coaching staff. You know, you're just talking about how Coach Holcomb looks so young, and of course all of them.
Coach Holcomb looks like he'd get carded, Coach. I'm just telling you. I mean, I hope he's watching, or he gets to see this at some point. But I'm telling you, most places I know, he'd get carded.
He does look young. Of course, they all look young to me out there on the field. But you know, he's very knowledgeable in the game, and you know, like you were saying, my son, you know, is a starting quarterback, and he has a real good relationship with my son. And I don't try to overcoach Coach Holcomb on that aspect. I'm the defensive backs coach, and that's as far as I take it. You know, he coaches my son, and that's the way it is. And he has a good relationship with my son, and you know, I'm very thankful for Coach Holcomb.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously things are headed in the right direction over at Barney Hood.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And they'll be –
and I really thought, I know Coach Holcomb, this is his first year after Coach Nelson left, but I really thought, because we saw you guys a couple of times last year. We saw Oxford bloody your nose, and then we saw the huge game with Etowah. And I thought last year that Southside was a team that had a lot of potential that was going to be better. And obviously, you get a new coach in after Coach Nelson made the decision to leave, and it looks like Coach Holcomb has come in and grabbed a gear, and you guys are like,
oh yeah, I think with Coach Holcomb and then him bringing in Coach Bowen.
Yeah.
Coach Bowen has a good relationship with the guys on the defense, whether it be the defensive backs or the defensive line, linebackers, or whatever, and the kids responded well to both coaches, and I think even though we're senior heavy on the defense, we're starting a lot of sophomores and even a freshman on defense. So that goes back to them, what kind of impact they're having right now, even though it's their first year.
Talk a little bit about what it's like to have a son playing big-time high school football and, being the quarterback. QB1, walking the halls as a 10th grader. Come on, man.
I try to keep him humble, and, of course, I've raised him that way, to give credit where credit's due and take what you get. Friday nights on the sideline, I don't talk to him. I may give him a high five, say, way to go or whatever. But, I let Coach Holcomb handle that business.
Right.
And so on Friday nights, it's gauge the quarterback and
Dad's a defensive coach.
Dad's a defensive backs coach.
How hard is it to bite your tongue?
Sometimes it's very hard.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm a dad. I understand.
And especially when we come home after practice and he's maybe diced us up a little bit, and I have to hear it from him. Of course, on the other hand, if we have a good day at practice and we pick a couple of his passes off, then he has to hear it from me.
Or make him get up off the ground a few times. There you go. I understand. Well, obviously, the region is kind of wide open right now.
Yes, sir.
With this, with Oxford falling to you guys this past week, how do you see the region at this point? Is Arab or is it Fort Payne that we're looking at as maybe the front runners?
Well, Arab's
or is Oxford still in the mix?
I think Oxford's still in the mix. Arab's had a couple of good weeks, and like I said, we don't look past the next team we're playing. So we really haven't watched a whole lot of film on Fort Payne or Scottsboro or Springville even. Our concentration right now is on Friday night playing against Arab and trying to stop what they do and trying to score how we do. And if our defense can continue to do what they've been doing, then I think maybe a low-scoring game, I think right now it could go either way. But I think the winner of this game has a big chance of maybe being the region champions.
Coach, and we talk a lot about this in our world of what we do. I don't think you can overstate how big it is to get that first-round game at home. Either if you're first or second, you get that first-round game at home because you guys are creatures of habit. Coaches want things to be the way they always are every day.
Yes.
And when you don't have to travel somewhere to Timbuktu and, ride an old bus somewhere and, get off and eat at the Cracker Barrel midway. And, it's just such a huge advantage to get that top two spots.
Absolutely. And even with us, our student section if we have to travel a long way, sometimes you may not get the crowd you want and the support you want. But being at home, not having to travel, being at the field house to be able to relax up until the time to go out, it's huge. It's huge, and our student section is just awesome. I can't remember a time where it's been we've been so supported by the student section, but this year they've been rocking it.
Well, and you guys, I know that you know, with us having come over and done a few games there, you've got such a great athletic foundation that supports the program, and it's done in a different kind of way than you see it at a lot of schools. But I mean, it's just first class.
Oh, absolutely. Our head of football operations is Scott Mayo, and
right.
And if you don't see Miles at the field house, Coach Holcomb, you don't see him there, you see Scott Mayo. He's always there at the field house picking up trash or doing something. The foundation is a godsend for us.
Right. And, you know, you can't do this without money.
That's
I mean,
right.
you know, you can talk about it all you want about, you know, it's the Jimmies and Joes, and that's a big part of it, but, you know, they got to have equipment and they got to be fed, and, you know, they've got to have all this attention that athletes get nowadays outside of football, and it's a big deal. I mean, you've got to raise money.
Absolutely. Makes the world go round.
Well, you going to let us hand your son a little hardware?
I believe I will.
All right, good deal. Well, we're going to get him over here. Now tell me, I saw in the I think it was one of the roster things, Brooks.
Brooks is his first name. Gage is his middle name, and we call him. We
everybody
always
calls him Gage.
Everybody calls him
so
Gage.
Gage is not a nickname. That's a middle name.
That's a middle name.
Okay, so it's Brooks Gage Neesmith. All right, good deal. Well, QB1 for the Southside Panthers is coming up next to pick up our Week 3 High School Football Player of the Week award with HSC and us here at the Friday Night Network. And after we take a commercial break, we will come right back to Struts Wings and let you see that take place. And we'll talk to the young sophomore about his big win this past week at Oxford and the game coming up against Arab this Friday night. Coach, thanks a bunch.
No problem.
Tell Coach Holcomb he still owes us an interview.
I'll do it.
We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99 and then bring it in for free refills throughout the year. That's right, free popcorn for a full year. Your locally owned and operated Grub Mart, in business for over 75 years.
Harrison Sports and Chiropractic, located in Anniston, Alabama, is dedicated to their patients. Car accidents, injuries, pain management, or even if you're just feeling the wear and tear of everyday life, Dr. Farr and Dr. Harrison can help. Call them today at 256-231-0417 or like them on Facebook. Walk-ins are welcome, most insurance accepted. Contact them today. That's 256-231-0417.
Blue Mountain Pallet and Wood Recycling is a locally owned business and has been serving Northeast Alabama since 1997. We provide a variety of wood products at reasonable prices. We support our churches, schools, and law enforcement. Ronald Reagan once said, "Entrepreneurs and their small enterprises are responsible for almost all the economic growth in the United States." Blue Mountain Pallet, 3614 Old Birmingham Highway. Come see us.
Step into the offices of J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA, where you'll find professional one-on-one service for business and individual clients. In this ever-changing tax and economic climate, you can count on receiving the expert advice you need. J. Britt Middlebrook works hard to provide every client what they need to meet all deadlines. Tax season will be here soon. For all your accounting service needs, call or stop by at 1913 Berry Street in Oxford. That's J. Britt Middlebrook, CPA.
And welcome back to our, well, I don't know if this is our final segment, but it's darn close to it here at Struts Wings in Oxford as the Tuesday night FNN High School Football Coaches Show continues. To my left, QB1 for the Southside-Gadsden Panthers, Gage Naismith, but his name is really Brooks. You didn't know I was going to do that, did you? It's Brooks Gage Naismith. I thought Gage was probably a nickname that somebody had picked up, but that's your middle name, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right,
yes,
and of
sir.
course, Dr. Patrick Harrison, fresh off a hot day in Tallahassee Saturday.
I mean, did we not shock the world?
Hey, I'm telling you,
that was impressive.
You know, Doc, I want you to know before we get to Gage here, I want you to know that FNN has cameras everywhere.
Come on now, don't say it.
I'm telling you, we have cameras everywhere. Jake, if you'll put that up,
look at that.
I want you to look at that. If that's not Fear the Beak, I don't know what is.
Well, that is awesome.
Yeah. Christy, walk around here so you can. She can probably see it from where she is. But we've got Dr. Harrison, of course, Coach Gross, and Christy Harrison, Doc's wife.
That's so awesome.
And you're somewhere on the field.
Right there,
yeah.
That's post game, and that's
right.
That's
After,
right at the end zone.
Celebrating.
Oh man, we celebrated. We legitimately did not leave that stadium till 2 a.m.
Really?
It was.
They had to
amazing.
throw y'all out.
They really well. Some of the state troopers kind of pushed us that way. You are correct.
You know, I was kidding with Ron Wiggins, who was our Player of the Year for 2 years in a row. I said, "Well, I guess you've been part of something now. It's bigger than Player of the Year."
That is definitely, both of those are big memories for sure. But,
I mean, you know, just an incredible thing to happen.
Yes, you know, and I've asked just about every coach on at JSU, which in your opinion was bigger, the Ole Miss win or the FSU win? What would you say it was?
Well, to me, I would have said Ole Miss because they're an SEC team.
Right, and I expected them to say
that.
But
from a heritage standpoint, I can see them saying Florida State.
Well, they did. Every one of them said Florida State. I don't know if it was because they were caught up in the moment we had just won about 15 seconds before, or if it was because. But their point was very valid. It was the Ole Miss team was not as good of a team that year. They didn't win that many games, and they are expecting FSU to turn it around, and they're going to be a legitimate contender in the ACC, they say. So, you know, that remains to be seen, but I thought that was an interesting point.
Well, they didn't look like a legitimate contender to me Saturday.
But
of course, JSU played well enough and deserved to win. So, you know, congratulations to Coach Gross and the Gamecocks. All right, to number 10 over here. You deserved to win Friday night, too, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was big.
Now, these are big Oxford people. I got to tell you, they're big Oxford people.
Well, now you say that, and I know we've got the yellow and the black, but it's not because of that. It's because we're in this community.
Right.
But we are for all the young men.
Absolutely.
It is not just we do have some special players that are close to us at Oxford, but we have special players all over. Like Dr. Farson, you know, he played for Cleburne County 2 years ago.
Right.
So we love our children. It doesn't matter where you go to school. We want to see y'all succeed and do the best y'all can.
Well, he succeeded real good Friday night.
I love it.
How many? 4 touchdowns?
Yes, sir.
And 206 yards?
Yes, sir.
Did you run any?
I didn't. I might have had to run just to get a couple yards, but I don't think my line held up real good. So they blocked really good for me. So I didn't. Luckily, I didn't have to run that much.
Were you? At what point in the game did you say to yourself? Because I'm sure you came over here knowing that most people that do like what I do didn't pick you guys to win. At what point in the game did you go back over to Coach Holcomb and know in your mind, hey, we can beat these guys?
Oh, I mean, before we even started the game, me and Coach Holcomb were talking about it, how we were about to beat them pretty bad. But
I like a guy that's cocky.
Well, you know, I think he's towing the line of confidence and cocky. I think that's confident.
I'm not trying to sound like that.
Just remember, you got 2 more years, Hot Rod.
All right, so tell me this. So Coach Bowen, so he's on the defensive side of the ball. Did y'all have any kind of conversations? Did you say, all right, I need your boys to work for me? Did you anything like that?
Oh yeah, he. I mean, even before every game, he's always talking to me about stuff, and I'm like, if you just give me a couple stops, we're gonna put it up. And sure enough,
we're gonna light it up.
Ethan Light over there, he had pick 6 for us too. So
that's awesome.
That helped big. Big.
Did Coach Bowen teach him how to pick 6?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Did he?
For sure.
I don't know. I think Coach Naismith taught him how to do that. Yeah, you know. Yeah, but Coach Bowen for sure. I mean, everybody around here knows Coach Bowen. So
absolutely,
yeah,
He's
good.
He's
I mean,
a really good coach.
Terrible turkey hunter. Terrible turkey hunter. Great coach. You tell him I said that.
You got a big game Friday night. They'll talk about Arab a little bit.
Yeah, they're going to be a tough game. I think, but I mean, I'm sure Coach Holcomb. I mean, he does have a good game plan for us set up to be successful in that, to become surely the region champs, to get that #1 spot in the region.
In talking with your dad, he said that you guys really feel like the team that comes out of this game with a win has a step up on possibly getting to that region title.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes, sir.
So you're not making any plans deep into November, are you?
No.
I mean, you might be busy.
Except for the only thing I got is my birthday. That's all.
Your birthday. Well, your birthday can be handled running sprints or something.
Right.
I mean,
That's right.
Lifting weights, throwing the ball.
For sure.
Your job is that way.
That's right.
North and south, right?
Absolutely.
Hand out this hardware.
All right, now wait a minute. I was told that this is not what it usually is. I was told that there was a tiny pet aardvark in here. Is that true or false?
That's false.
It's false. All right, so
it's different. It's different than last year.
I didn't believe it. All right, but it is blue. Wow, we've changed the shape.
Yeah.
Man, this is awesome.
And look at how when you hold it like that and you read the bottom. No, hold it like that.
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, you need to put instructions on the inside of it. That is so cool. All right, can I have this?
I don't know.
All right, I'll give you this one. Well, man, on behalf of FNN and HSC, congratulations on being Player of the Week, Week 3, man. Congratulations. That's a great honor.
Nice job picking up the crystal there.
Yes.
All right. Now your mom's going to have to build something to, so you can showcase, put a light down on it and all that kind of stuff.
She's always getting different kind of stuff for all that. So.
Well, good deal. Take good care of it.
Sure.
And congratulations on the big win this past Friday night. And certainly, best of luck in the effort against Arab and, the what is it, the Arabian Nights, I think,
yes, sir.
This Friday when they come into Barney Hood. And appreciate you guys coming over. What'd you have to eat?
I had 10 boneless honey barbecue wings.
Were they good?
They're pretty good.
All right, good deal. All right, well, you're probably still eating, right?
I never quit.
Yeah, because we always talk. I mean, we don't do any of that kind of stuff. All right, I think we've got everything covered. Let's see. Jake, we got time for one more quick break? Make it quick. All right, make it quick. Joe comes back, and we'll wrap it up next here on the Friday Night Network.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess, Tim Hodges, Fred Wilson, Eli Henderson, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. With our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums, our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you are considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. You'll be glad you did.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at FNN Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Griffin Laser Engraving in Lincoln is your authorized local dealer for personalized Yeti products. Get your Yeti customized for your team, a business, or a special event. Your color, graphics, even photos. At Griffin Laser Engraving, we make it the way you want it. Order just one or hundreds, and you'll find a full line of Yeti coolers and accessories on hand, even the hard-to-find items. Nationally recognized, but right here at home in Lincoln for quality awards, trophies, powder coating, and personalized Yeti items, Griffin Laser Engraving.
All right, 2-minute warning. Joe just came up with that. I like it. We're going to do a quick 2-minute blitz to get us out of here tonight. Let's talk about games this week. Biggest one on the Creek Bank.
Oh, definitely. Saxon-Ohatchee, that I think that could be the game for second place in that region. And, we're getting used to big games on the Creek Bank. They're happening a lot these years.
Yep, absolutely. Well, and this will be a big one. Question is, how's it all going to shake out? But we'll find out Friday. All right.
Let's run down the list here. Class 6A, Pell City at Oxford. Class 5A, Alexandria at Corner. Lincoln at St. Clair County. Beauregard at Clay Central. Class 4A, Jacksonville at Munford. Cherokee County at White Plains. Cleburne County at Hanley. Class 3A, we talked about Saxon-Ohatchee. Pleasant Valley, we going to Welborn this week. Weaver at Piedmont, and in Class 2A, Randolph County and Horseshoe Bend. Ranburne at B.B. Comer.
Boy, that's a big game. Ranburne and B.B. Comer. That's a good one.
That is the Cardiac Kids against the team that's become a beast lately. Spring Garden at Cleveland, and then in Class 1A, Donahoe at Woodland. Anniston is off this week.
Okay, you got an upset for us on that list?
Well, I'll tell you what, there are a lot of games on here where if it didn't go the way you think it would go, it would be a major upset.
In other words, this is kind of a dull week, folks, week 4, okay? Mm-hmm. All right, well, that's going to do it for us this Friday or this Tuesday for the entire group that has been here and put all this together for Alonzo Kirby, Jake Jacobs behind the computer, the coaches, the players, the waitresses, and the cooks, and all the great folks here at Struts. For Joe Medley, Jim Jacobs, good night, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday.
As Hanley gets set, it looks like Caleb Burns, number 7, will be kicking off for the Tigers. And Cherokee County will drop 3 back deep once again here this week, as they did most of the night last week. Whit Johnson is going to be your deep man in the center back there, and he'll be flanked by a couple of his buddies on either side as we get set to go with this one. And I think for Cherokee County, you really probably need to get to that fast start, Coach, and get something going early offensively.
Absolutely. You need to set the tone, just like Hanley want to set the tone defensively. Cherokee County at home, and you want to set the tone too. You put us on offense, we're going to make you pay.
Burns is going to hit it. It is a end-over-end kick, and it's going to be fielded by one of the upbacks for Cherokee County, and he's going to be dropped back around the 20-yard line. Good coverage downfield for the Hanley Tigers. That was Lamichael Mitchell, who was bringing it back, and he was had nowhere to go. Hanley was all over that one, and it'll be a long field for Cherokee County, which, as we already mentioned, doesn't seem to bother the Warriors.
Absolutely. That sky kick, it just hangs so much until, it gives that speed time enough to get down there, and that's really not anything you can do except for fair catch it.
All right, Cade Hopper will have Damian Ramsey in the backfield, pistol set. Whiteouts twins to the left side, give it to Ramsey on the first play right up the middle, and is not going to find a huge run, maybe 3, maybe 4 yards, and that'll be about it. He'll be taken down there on the stop. Combining on it is C.J. Allen, number 8, along with Brian Joyner, number 51 for the Tigers.
Well, you got the big boys down there in the trenches, so it's going to be interesting to see who dominates who and who imposes who will on each.
Gain is a couple, 2nd down and 8, and they're going to give it to Ramsey again. He's going to try the corner this time, and again, finds it going kind of tough, and I think, again, first man there for the Tigers. Let's make that number 61 this time, first man in, and that is Matthew Towers, and it'll bring up 3rd down and call it close to 5 here for the Warriors. Out at their own 25-yard line, we'll see if they'll put the ball in the air for the first time tonight. They'll go ahead and get right back up to the line, see if they want to go tempo here with Hopper. Now he'll look over to the near side, get the play called in from Coach Jacob Kelly and the staff. Still plenty of time.
Cherokee County caught him off guard on the second play, and I think they would have been better off to do it just then,
Got a man, complete, and stepping out of bounds. Let's see, did he step out short of the first down? I believe, nope, he's going to have his first down out to the 34-yard line. That pass completed out there in the flat to Colton Hill. 1st and 10 for the Warriors.
It's a great route he ran. He just, he was in cover 2, and he just kind of got in the gap between the safety and the cornerback. Corner covers the flats on that, and he ran a perfect route. Great throw, great route.
All right, 1st and 10 Warriors now. They'll set up shop across the 30 out around the 34-yard line. Hopper's going to look, throw it out in the flat again. It's complete, and making the first man miss, but not the second one, as I think I see a little laundry on the field out there on that outside. That was a no-gain play again, went out to Colton Hill. Let's see what the penalty flag is. Noel Stevens will give us the call here coming up. And that is a block in the back against the Warriors. Let's see if Hanley will take the down or the penalty. They're going to take the penalty. And it'll be stepped off from...
Got a block in the back on the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
And that'll make it 1st and 24, Coach. The spot of the foul was the 30-yard line.
Right, he playing field position, and I can understand that. I would do the same. As explosive as Cherokee County offense is, you want to pin them back close to the goal as you can.
So 1st and long, 1st and 24 for the Warriors. Here's Cade Hopper going to look. Got some time, going to come over the middle. Too tall, tipped, and almost intercepted. Had getting a hand on it was number 6, Javarius Haynes for Hanley, but he couldn't pull it in.
Well, that's why he played defensive back right there. That's the old saying. We said defensive backs are receivers who can't catch.
That'll bring up 2nd and long. Dangerous pass there for the young quarterback, Cade Hopper, that time for Cherokee County. Got away with it.
Where he hit him in the right place, his hand.
Yeah, the defensive back, though, unfortunately.
Right.
There's Hopper. Ramsey in the backfield. Going to give it to the big fella, let him try to get some of it back on the ground. He's going to have a gain out across the 25 near the 27-yard line, and it'll bring up 3rd down now and long. That again on the stop that time, Brian Joyner, number 51 for Hanley.
Well, I tell my guys right here on 3rd and long like this, they got to throw it at least, 15 yards. 16 yards deep in order to get a first down. So watch for screens and draws on this play. Screens and draws.
3rd and 17 here for the Warriors. Hopper drops back, got some time. Now time is evaporating, and he's going to be hit and dropped in that backfield as he had time for a minute, and then that time just kind of went away in a hurry as the Tiger defense got to him in there to make the sack. It was number 8 leading the charge. That's C.J. Allen. So that'll bring up 4th down and punting time here for the Warriors. On to kick it away, number 89, Daniel Mahan.
Handler should get good field position on this. Unless he put a lot of leg into it, he should get good field position.
They're going to stand back inside the midfield stripe, back about the 41-yard line for the Tigers. Major will kick it away. Snap is good, and no pressure. Gets it out of there, and he booms one, Coach. That one is going to get over the head of the first man. It's going to hit at around the 30, and it's going to dribble down to about the 27-yard line as Quade Lewis had no chance to field that one, and didn't get as good a field position as we thought.
Absolutely. He did a great job, great kicking job. You can tell he take pride in his job. Kicked it away from the returner, and he got a lot of leg into it.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line now for the Handley Tigers. As opening at quarterback is Christian Jones. He is a senior for the Tigers, and actually it's going to be the handoff and around in, and with a lot of room breaking out of there. There goes Tay Meadows, and Tay Meadows is taking it to the house. Tigers will lead this one early. Wow. Lightning strikes.
Tay Meadows got some speed.
Yes, he does. On their own 28-yard line now for.
And they just give him a little zone read right there. He comes off great, and he's going to take it off. Then the power set, and he's going to take it off the right side. It's just a little outside zone, and he stick his foot in the ground and comes up, and hey, when he get right there, he kicks it in another gear.
Yeah, Cannon Kyles is actually was the freshman that was in at quarterback and handed it off. Tay Meadows takes it to the house. That'll put Burns on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Cannon Kyles. Try to make this a 7-0 lead here for the Tigers. That kick is up, and that kick is good. Handley leads it early, 8:51 to go, opening quarter here on the Friday Night Network Game of the Week.
Harrison Sports and Chiropractic, located in Anniston, Alabama, is dedicated to their patients. Car accidents, injuries, pain management, or even if you're just feeling the wear and tear of everyday life, Dr. Farr and Dr. Harrison can help. Call them today at 256-231-0417 or like them on Facebook. Walk-ins are welcome, most insurance accepted. Contact them today. That's 256-231-0417.
Back and ready for the second kickoff of the night here for the Tigers for Caleb Burns as Tay Meadows takes it to the house. 72 yards for a touchdown on the Tigers' first play from scrimmage. Tonight's first quarter action is presented by Ellis Ag Agricultural Services in Center, providing the highest quality seed, fertilizer, and chemical needs of farmers from across Northeast Alabama since 1912.
Well, we talked about Cherokee County striking fast. Handler did it in one play.
Yes, they did, much like Cherokee County did last week. A lightning explosive play to open the game. Here is the kick from Burns. It's going to be another short one, and that one's going to be snatched out of the air. Now coming to the near side, trying to pick up some blockers. And we've seen that man with speed last week as he gets it all the way down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. Burns, the kicker, has to make the stop that time on Whit Johnson for Cherokee County. We'll take a look at the replay.
Grady, he set this kick up right here from the beginning. He starts over here, and he comes all the way out on the outside, and Cherokee County had set up their initial front line right there. And just a smart kick return. You can tell he's a smart football player.
Now Hopper, again, we'll have Ramsey in the backfield, and they're going to give it to the big man. He's hit, bounces off one tackle, keeps those legs driving forward, and he's going to have close to 3 yards before he is tackled down near the 35-yard line. Up off the bottom of the pile for Hanley is Ahmad Staples for the Tigers. It'll bring up second down and call it 7 to go for the Warriors.
I would love to actually know his weight size too, Grady. That kid is a load. Damian is a load.
Yes, he is.
Runs hard, run behind his pads. He low center of gravity.
Second down and 7 now for the Warriors. Ball at the, call it 2nd and 8 at the 36. They're going to run with the football and a little bit of room down to about the 34. Only a couple, as again, it is Brian Joyner making the stop that time on Caleb Monroe, who is into the ball game, running the football for Cherokee County.
Just outside zone right there. They run a little outside zone. Try to hook everybody and let him stick his foot, kick the cornerback out, and stick his foot in the ground and turn it up. Same play Hanley scored on.
As Malone will stay in the game at the tailback position on 3rd down, and they're going to get it right up the middle to Malone. He's hit and dropped immediately. First man there was number 10, Christian Jones. Got him around the ankles, and that, for all intents and purposes, was it. Brings up 4th down and about 5 to go with 7:35 to go in the opening quarter. And it looks like Cherokee County is going to go for it.
Well, they're in no man's territory right there. You can't kick a field goal, and it's too close to punt. So, you just go for it.
Call it 4th and 4 here for the Warriors. Hopper, Ramsey back in that ball game at the tailback position. Let's see what Coach Kelly and the staff will draw up here. Still plenty of time on the play clock.
It's interesting with Coach Strain. He's in cover 0 right now. No safety in the middle of the field, so he's trying to get pressure on him.
And he's going to go deep down the middle of the field. That is caught. Oh, my, what a catch. What a catch. Touchdown Warriors. Was that Whit Johnson? I think it was.
And that's the penalty that you play, Grady. If you look.
My goodness.
If you look when they line up on this play, if you look right here, they got cover 0. You can't see the other guys over there. And he's just going to run an inside post. He's going to release and get on the inside. And if you look at his route, he curved to the inside of the receiver right there. And that's what makes that throw easy. There's no safety in the middle of the field. And then that's great coverage. He just makes a tremendous catch.
Just an amazing catch because he had coverage draped over the back. Extra point attempt is good. We're tied at 7 in this one with 7:01 to go. Opening quarter here on the Friday Night Network Game of the Week.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at FNN Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Welcome back here to Warrior Stadium. Bobby Joe Johnson Field in the center, where the Cherokee County Warriors have just tied this one up on a beautiful strike from Cade Hopper to Whit Johnson from 34 yards out. And we are tied at 7 in this one as Mesa gets ready to kick this one off. And Hanley will get their second crack at it. Here's the kick. He's going to hit a little pooch kick that's going to be fielded up at about the 36-yard line and returned back out across the 40 to the 44-yard line. Jordan West on the return, and making the stop downfield for Cherokee County is Carson Emmett. Want to remind you that our 10th anniversary season of the Friday Night Network is brought to you in part by FNN Bank. Service Solutions. Strength isn't just a tagline. We're here for you. Ask about our school debit card, a custom card available for every school in Calhoun County. Second offensive possession. Tay Meadows should be able to have caught his breath after that 72-yard scamper. Kenan Kiles. Here's your quarterback. Wide out split to either side. A double wing set. Under center is Kiles. And he's going to look back over and now perhaps change the play from the coaching staff. Still got time on the play clock, down to 5.
Well, this is what makes Hanley so tough to defend, too, because now they're in sort of a wing T set. Even though it's a double wing, they got wing T principles. And you have to go from one extreme from playing the spread to now you're going to trying to play a wing T team.
Damian Ramsey makes the big hit on Tay Meadows, and he only gets a yard at that time. It'll bring up second down and 9 for the Tigers. Well, that time they were having none of Meadows getting the corner and getting any space that time, Coach.
Well, and they just gave him a basic lead out of that, but actually this is one of the tougher teams to prepare for, because it's almost like you watching film and trying to prepare for two teams.
Now second down here for the Tigers. Kyles will look over the defense. And they're going to do a direct snap to Meadows this time. Tay Meadows looking for room on the outside. Got some, pops out of there, and Meadows across midfield and down to the Cherokee County 45-yard line. And that'll be another Tiger 1st and 10. Stop is made that time by Malachi Horton for Cherokee County.
And just a power set right there, direct snap to him. And we're going to put a hat on a hat, and we're going to let him find the crease and get in it.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Kyles again will go under center. Meadows in the backfield, wide out split to either side here for the Tigers. And this time looking to put it in the air, steps back, fires it over the middle, caught, and a nice grab and a big hit there in the middle, and hanging on to it was the receiver number 26 for
and
the Tigers.
Just a quick slant right here again, Grady. You got this guy, and he's going to cut right in there. And on the slant route right there, and he's going to get in the crease right there, right between. Just a great throw.
Dylan Brooks making the catch that time for the Tigers. Big hit in there by the safety.
Absolutely.
Connor Elrod, but to no avail.
And he almost ran him into the safety. You normally want to throw that ball before you get there. It's a little bit easier to defend on a single receiver.
Jet sweep this time for the Tigers, and Cherokee County plays that one pretty good. Going to hold it to about a 4-yard gain. Ramsey and company in there on the quick tackle that time on the run by Zakari Lewis for Hanley. It'll bring up second down now for the Tigers.
Well, you got a receiver, Mr. Block also, so he may have been the one that held just then.
And we've got a penalty flag on the field as well. Let's get the call from head official Noel Stevens.
Well, you got a holding.
Holding on the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay first down.
So that will back the Tigers back out to the 38-yard line. Make it first down and 18 for Hanley. Kyles will operate out of the gun this time. He's going to drop back, looking left, and still looking left. Had time, shoots it over the middle, and too tall for his intended receiver. He was trying to hit Jordan West, who kind of ran about a 10-yard curl and sat down and just overthrew him, Coach.
Well, he dropped his elbow, too. If you watch him when he released the football, he's going to have a receiver out in the flats. It's going to be wide open. He got a receiver right there in the flats that's wide open.
Second down and 18 now for the Tigers, back out at the Cherokee County 38-yard line.
Sometimes, great, it's better to hit your check down.
That's true. 4:59 to go here in this opening quarter. Kyles out of the gun. Meadows in the backfield. Motion this time out of Cameron. And rolling left will be Kyles looking. And he's going to try to knock that one out in the flat. I don't know if it was tipped over there. It was certainly affected on the throw and incomplete, as drifting out there was Nas Diamond to put a little pressure on Cannon Kyles, and brings up 3rd and 18 now for the Tigers. I want to remind you that first quarter action tonight here in this one is presented by Ellis Ag Agricultural Services in Center, providing the highest quality seed, fertilizer, and chemical needs of farmers from across northeast Alabama since 1912. 3rd and 18 for the Tigers. Dropping back. Kyle's got a blitz coming. Going to drop it off. A little middle screen to Meadows. Meadows in space. Watch him go. And he's going to be hit and drugged down at about the 25-yard line. That's a good open field tackle that time by Connor Elrod. We'll take a look at the replay, Coach.
Well, he actually got tackled by his own man, great. If you look at him right in here, I'm going to tell you what, screens and draws right there.
They got a flag down there on the play once again, so let's see what the call is. As again, Noel Stevens having a busy night so far. The Hanley players are kind of gathered around. No indication yet. Here we go.
There's no flag for an ineligible receiver downfield. The ball was behind the line of scrimmage.
Okay, so no ineligible receiver, so it brings up 4th down. And call it about 7 to go here for the Tigers. They've got it at the 25. Got to get it inside the 20 down near the 18-yard line. And no doubt they're going to go for it. And they might try to get it in the hands of number 2 again. Tay Meadows has been unstoppable so far.
Absolutely. He had tremendous speed. You don't want to let him get ahead of steam because, I mean, he's hard to stop.
Let's see, they're going to have Piles under center this time. Full house backfield. We're going to toss left for Meadows, looking for room, trying to get the corner. And nothing doing this time. Cherokee County ready for that. They string it out. And it'll be turned over on downs by the Tigers. I think that's Connor Elrod who got out there again and makes another tackle for Cherokee County.
Well, they made a good defensive call on that. Tossed to the outside, and the lead blocker could not hook the outside linebacker, and that caused them to string the play out.
So Warriors take over. They'll have it out at their own 28-yard line. First down and 10 as they hold. After the holding penalty backed the Tigers up, they were unable to overcome that. Now, Hopper, who had the 32-yard touchdown strike a moment ago to Whit Johnson, will have it in his hands again. Going to give it to Ramsey, running right up the middle and not finding much in there, as the Tigers will stack that one up. As they're tough to run on in there, combining on the stop Ahmad Staples and Brian Joyner for Handley.
Well, when you got them 300-pound animals up front, it's hard to run up in there. It is tough to run up in there in the trenches. Those guys, all they got to do is play low and make a pile, let the linebackers clean it up.
Strength on strength right now for these two, and right now Handley's strength is winning out in the interior of that line. Hopper with a second down and 9 now. He's going to drop back, looks to put it in the air, a little pump fake, got a little pressure, juggles around and just throws that one away. As didn't have anybody open, Coach, and he did the smart thing. Go ahead and get rid of it. Don't take a sack.
Absolutely. You seen the side official, side judge was looking to make sure he was outside that box.
We have a flag down, so maybe he was not outside the box.
He probably got intentional grounding because there was absolutely no one in that area.
No, there was not.
They usually give you about 5 to 7 yards, but you could see a good clear 10 yards in between everybody on that pass.
And that is going to be the call, I would bet.
On the offense, it's a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul and a loss of down. Second down.
That will back the Warriors way up. It should actually be third down. That was loss of down. That was second down on that play, so it is third down. He misspoke on that one. It's third and about a country mile, we'll call it.
Right. Anytime you see the official give the relax in the recliner signal,
yep.
You know that's loss of down.
Yep, third down and about 22 yards or so. Hopper's going to roll left. And he's going to hand it off to Whit Johnson on the jet sweep, and nothing really doing there. Handley played that well. But out there defending it was DeQuavius Lawrence, and the Warriors will have to punt for the second time tonight.
Well, I tell you what, he's getting that edge out there, and that's a little bit tough there. The defensive ends and the linebackers going to have to do a better job at turning that play back to the inside, because once he get outside, he only has one person to beat, and that's the safety.
So it'll be Daniel Mejia in to kick it away again. Tay Meadows is one of the deep backs. He is one of the backs back there for Handley along with Quande Lewis. And if either one of them gets a chance to return it, it could be trouble for Cherokee County.
Absolutely. You don't want to give him a hit.
Oh, drops the football. Mejia does, gets it out of there, and gets a pretty good kick. It's going to hit and cross the 50. It's going to be fielded, but not cleanly, by Lewis, and he's going to be taken down immediately downfield to make the stop. That is Jack Amos, and Handley will have good field position, start at their own 43.
Great, I guarantee you, Coach Strain is going to give him a hard time because his outside cornerback and the safety didn't do. He had two guys that did not do a good job on the gun, and you could see at the end of the play, number 5 and 6, they just didn't. Maurice Cameron and Jamarius Haynes just didn't do a good job at blocking the gun. It was 2-on-1, so he should have been able to get a good return out of that.
Kyle's out of the gun. Meadows to his right this time. They're going to give it to Meadows, trying to get the corner left side. He's going to be spun down from behind. Gets a couple, and that's going to be about it. It's Connor Elrod up to make another stop again for Cherokee County. That'll be gain of a couple to the 45. Second down and 8. So the defense getting set. Kyle's out of the gun. Got twins to his right, and he's going to drop back. He's got time. He's going to go right down the middle and intercepted. Amos picks it off, and he'll bring it back out across the 30, still on his feet. Cuts it back to the outside, needs a block, and he's going to be finally ran down at about the 41-yard line, but a pick for Cherokee County. Dylan Brooks makes the stop. Coach, take a look.
Well, he just overthrew him right there. I mean, that's just a poor throw right there. You know, he just overthrew him on that play, you know, and then he threw in the double coverage.
I was going to say the coverage downfield was pretty good.
Something I'm noticing about your quarterback there is that he keeps dropping his elbow when he's throwing it. He's dropping his elbow down. Mr. Jones, he's just dropping that elbow down, and it's just tough. It's tough, you know, keeping the ball from selling on you when that elbow comes down.
Well, he is a freshman, and we have a sophomore playing quarterback right now for Cherokee County. Hopper takes the snap, looks downfield. Now he's got pressure and maintains the balance, but he's going to be lost. Down for a loss as he is slammed down. That could have been a penalty.
Absolutely. I was about to tell you that's illegal. He cannot pick him up,
slam him.
both feet off and slam him down. That should have been a flag.
Yeah, Dylan Brooks made that stop. It's a loss of about 3, brings up second down and 13. You know, right now they're having trouble finding an open receiver.
Absolutely. They're running crossing routes, but it's kind of tough if you're not disciplined, you don't stay at home. Handler's playing a cover 3, and they're blitzing outside linebacker to get pressure on them.
And they are playing the interior solid in there.
Absolutely.
Ramsey's just found nothing on the inside of that line, boy. Ryan Joyner has been all over the field, and that time Christian Jones helping out on that tackle. And again, just maybe a yard, and that's it, Coach.
Right, and you got big Ahmad Staples on the inside also. He's doing a great job, too.
And they're doing that with really no support because, as you said, you're dropping and playing cover, and the linebackers blitzing, so it's kind of up to those interior linemen to hold the middle of the field, and they're doing a heck of a job.
Well, you got to, and he's running a 3-4 with a cover 2 behind it, and you know, sometimes he's going cover 0, so you know those guys they gotta cover them gaps. They got to be two-way gap players, you know.
So it's 3rd and long once again for the Warriors, 3rd down and 12. Hopper will look over to the near sideline to get the play. You may see him roll him out a little bit here to try to buy a little time, give his receivers a little more time to get open.
When you watch the flats out there because they have nobody in the flats. Cornerbacks are set down in the flats.
Just going to check it down to Ramsey, and it's going to be tipped on the inside. I think that was Brooks who got a hand on it, and it brings up 4th down and another punt coming up for the Warriors.
Well, great, I might could do this. Did you see that Damian went and sat in the flats? Well, you know. The cornerback was given too much ground. If he catch that now, they probably in trouble because he has enough speed, and you put a little cornerback trying to tackle that big 18-wheeler, it's kind of rough.
It can not end well. So it'll be 4th down and 12. Warriors will kick it away.
He may have to call Alexander Shanara.
Might have to do. Quandre Lewis will drop back deep. Major will kick it away here for the Warriors. Standing back at his own 26-yard line. Single safety this time, and he gets it out of there, and it's another fine kick. And it's going to be fair caught back inside the 30 at the 29-yard line. That's where the Tigers will take over with 41 seconds to go in the opening quarter.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of J.D. Hess,
Griffin Laser Engraving in Lincoln is your authorized local dealer for personalized Yeti products. Get your Yeti customized for your team, a business, or a special event. Your color, graphics, even photos. At Griffin Laser Engraving, we make it the way you want it. Order just one or hundreds, and you'll find a full line of Yeti coolers and accessories on hand, even the hard-to-find items. Nationally recognized, but right here at home in Lincoln for quality awards, trophies, powder coating, and personalized Yeti items, Griffin Laser Engraving.
Mike Rogers proudly stands with President Trump to fight for the America First agenda, fighting for you to rebuild our dynamic economy, to defend our deeply held Alabama values, and to make sure our towns and neighborhoods are safe and secure. Mike Rogers is our trusted conservative leader. Mike Rogers is our way of fighting back. On November 3rd, please vote for Mike Rogers for Congress.
I'm Mike Rogers, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Mike Rogers for Congress. Post Office Box 1113, Anniston, Alabama 36202.
Welcome back here to the Friday Night Network Game of the Week as we get set to start the second quarter of action. Remind you that our 10th anniversary season brought to you in part by Griffin Laser Engraving, your authorized local Yeti dealer specializing in custom engraving. At Griffin, we make it the way you want it. It is 3rd down and 9 now for the Tigers. As Kyle's going to turn, going to hand it off. No, going to keep it, pull it back out, drop it off in the flat. Got it complete, and going to be short of his first down, I believe, is Christian Jones, who catches it. And I think he'll be short of the 40 as we'll get the spot here. Yep, at about the 37-yard line. So, Coach, you going for it here, or are you going to punt it away?
Oh, no, I'm punting it away. That's too short of a field for Cherokee County right there. Too good of offense to give them that short a distance to go.
I think Coach Strain agrees with you there. He's going to send in Ty Fettner.
I tell you what I would try to do. I would try to draw him off sides though before I punt it.
Before you punted it. Ty Fettner's going to punt it. Whit Johnson will be the deep back for Cherokee County back inside his 30. Fettner going to stand back around his own 24-yard line. They only got 2 seconds to get this one off. They do. It's a good snap. No pressure. Fettner gets it out of there. High booming punt. That nice fair catch called for and made by Whit Johnson up at the 39-yard line. And, you know, Coach, he ran up and probably saved 10 yards of field position, or at least 10 yards.
Right. And that's what you want to have. You know, the worst thing you can do is just fair catch it and get it where you catch it at, you know.
Yeah.
And you try to teach your guys that you want a guy that's got sure hands and, you know, don't get distracted by the gunners and all the people running down the field.
So 1st down and 10 for the Warriors. They, other than the one drive, have been held in check. They're going to give it to Ramsey, try to get him on the corner this time, and he's got some room out there across the 40 and out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Finally stopped by Jamarius Haynes, and that'll be a nice gain of about 8 for the Warriors.
Well, you seen him go low. Haynes went low. You just DBs do not want to see those big guys turn the corner and get at the second level.
And they tried the perimeter that time, Coach, and had a little success instead of running into the interior of that Hanley defense. Now Hopper on 2nd and short is going to fire it out in the flat. Got it complete. Sliding catch made right at the 49-yard line. Colton Hill makes it, and that should be good for a 1st down, I believe.
Right. It's just a crossing route. They ran what we used to call a mesh, and take the 2 underneath guys, and you bring them, cross them in the middle, and run it all the way.
Ooh, I thought he caught that at midfield. That's not a great spot. And they're going to say it is enough for a 1st down.
And the thing about it is when the white cap called it, you know, there's no need in you asking for a measurement because
he's already decided.
Right.
And it's across the 49. It's about 49 and a half. Here's Hopper. Take it, give it to the big fella, Ramsey, and run it up in the middle. There's just nothing there. He keeps those legs driving, and he may have close to 3 yards just on second effort, but you know, he ran into a wall as soon as he got there.
Absolutely, and great. I see some Hanley players going down and they're getting up counter slow, so that's where that conditioning is coming in at. You know, those big guys hadn't been in situations like this, so you know, when you hit the ground, you're supposed to bounce right back up, and you know, I've seen a couple of them hit the ground and they was looking at the play from behind.
Braxton Morton made that last tackle, and it's a gain of, call it 3, 2nd down and 7 right now from the Hanley 47-yard line, closer to 2nd down and 6. And Hopper's going to drop back. going to use the go route. Whit Johnson is out there. He has made another magic catch. And pass interference on top of it. Coach, how did he catch that ball?
He just got great hands, great vision, and he boxing him out, just basketball play. If you look when the ball get right down there, he's kind of boxing him out right there. Yeah. He's using his body.
He gets it one-handed, Coach. Look at that catch.
Right.
That's unbelievable. Whew, that young man has some talent.
OBJ.
I'm telling you, it looked a lot like OBJ. So 1st and goal for Cherokee County, now down at the 10-yard line. Is that going to be 1st and goal if it's at the 10, Coach?
I would hope it would.
Okay, well, just double-checking.
But again, as I told you, Cherokee County is not intimidated.
No, they're not. They got a power set in there right now. And it's going to be a direct snap to Ramsey, and Ramsey's going to be down inside the 10, gets down around the 7-yard line or so. He is taken off his feet by C.J. Allen. 2nd and goal coming up at the 7. I don't know what you're going to run it in up the middle of the field.
It's going to be tough, but again, as I mentioned earlier, if you watch the defensive lineman for Handley, they're getting a little wind now. They standing up, they got hands on the hip, they're not playing low, they popping up.
Now Ramsey looking to throw it. He little jump pass into the end zone. That's caught. Was he out of bounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was out, so incomplete, but it was caught. As we'll take a look at that replay, Coach.
Where I'm looking at it, I got to look around the corner there, but he kind of rolled back and
yeah, he was well out of bounds. Well, I'm trying to look. We hear in the next room that that's a touchdown. Is that a touchdown? They said repeat second down there. I missed the call.
Right, I think they called holding, defensive holding. So
that's not an automatic first.
No, okay. It's not an automatic first.
But it gives you another second down, and they're going to take Ramsey and they're going to run him, and he finds a little hole this time, and he is in. Touchdown, Warriors. They lead for the first time tonight. Finally got a little movement in that line, Coach.
Well, he's not going down. That's what's happening. They hitting him, and see, he's not going down. He's refusing to go down.
And he fumbled that football, but had broke the plane, they said. As Daniel Major will be on to attempt the extra point here. As you look, he ran over his man and found a little hole, and boy, it was close, but it did break the plane, I think. There's the kick. That is good, and with that, Warriors lead it 14-7 with 9:36 to go in the second quarter here on the Friday Night Network. Game of the week.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. It's yours for only $5.99, then bring it in for free refills throughout the year. That's right, free popcorn for a full year. Your locally owned and operated Grub Mart, in business for over 74 years.
This quarter of tonight's Game of the Week is presented by PCA Insurance in Center. For all your home, auto, commercial, crop, life, and health insurance needs, call agent Secretia West at 256-927-2012 for the free quote today. Here's the kick, and that's going to be fielded back around the 20-yard line now, trying to get a wall set up, and got some room, pops it up the middle. And off to the races, got to beat the kicker, and he is not going to get there. This is going to be a touchdown the other way for the Handley Tigers. Jaquari Lewis takes it to the house.
Well, great. He just got that gap, and once he got that gap, it's
wow.
That speed again. I saw the two, so I thought it was Tay Meadows. I didn't see the one on the side, but he just got a gap, and that's another example of that speed that Handley had.
So Caleb Burns will come on to try to tie this one right back up. You thought Cherokee County had all the momentum, and Hanley just comes right back with the kickoff return for the touchdown, and that is boy, does that just suck the life out of you?
It does. It's a good and a bad, but the bad side of it is, but the good is they scored and got an opportunity to tie it up. The bad is the defense got to go right back out there, and they just came out the field.
Snap is bounced, and it'll be Connor Kyles throwing it in the end zone and just throws it away, so the conversion is no good. Cherokee County leads it by 1 here on the Friday Night Network. Game week.
The tire, arguably the most important part of a car. Without it, we could not stop, we could not go, we couldn't drive at all. They come in all sizes, brands, treads, prices, and ratings. How do you know which is the right tire for you? Thankfully, there's Cobb Automotive, and they have been answering this question since 1981. With a large selection of brands and sizes in stock, you are sure to get the right tire for the right price. Cobb Automotive, located on Highway 21 across from Walmart in Oxford, and 2001 Quintard Avenue in Anniston.
But here at Warrior Stadium here in Cherokee County as Hanley answers with the touchdown return by number 21, Jaquari Lewis, and the Tigers have within 1. They missed the extra point, or the snap was bad and the conversion failed, so it's a 1-point lead for Cherokee County. The 10th anniversary season of the Friday Night Network is brought to you in part by your neighborhood Grub Mart, home of the 99-cent bag of ice and the world-famous popcorn bucket with free refills for an entire year. Stop in today. And Burns will get set to kick it off here to the Warriors as these two teams are, as we expected, getting after one another.
Absolutely. And Hanley just had 2 one-hit wonders, you know, and Cherokee County put 2 drives together and had 2 spectacular plays. So it's a great ball game. It'll boil down to who's going to make the play in the end.
Here is Burns with the kick. That is a high end-over-end kick. That's going to hit short and then be fielded by the Warriors, and a good open field tackle on the downside is Jamarius Haynes bringing down Malachi Horton, but it'll be Cherokee County football now as they'll go back to work offensively. Have it out across the 25 around the 28-yard line. First down and 10. We've still got almost an entire quarter to go here, Coach, and it's 14-13, 9-18 here in the second quarter. Still remaining. Hopper will have Ramsey in the backfield. Twins to his right. Now Elrod will shift back over to the left side in the slot. Give it to Ramsey. Looking for running room in the middle. Starting to find a little bit. Big man rumbles across the 30 out near the 33-yard line. Give him about 5. Second down and 5 coming up. Stop is made by Christian Jones.
Well, that defensive line is just playing high, you know. And when you get high, you can move them off the ball right there. They're popping straight up when the ball is snapped. They're just raising up instead of staying low, penetrating gaps.
Cade Hopper out of that gun, and Ramsey moves, and that's going to be, I think, a penalty coming up on the Warriors. Yep, Damian Ramsey kind of shifted forward that time, Coach.
Yep.
So that'll move them back to the original line of scrimmage and make it 2nd and 10.
Give him a head start there.
Yep. Tried to catch himself and just couldn't do it. Here's Hopper now. Going to fake it to Ramsey. Got pressure coming right up the middle. Going to roll out. Intercepted. Threw it right into the arms of the Hanley Tigers as that's Dylan Brooks with the pick, and he is going to be tackled by Elrod, and it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Tigers down at the 15-yard line.
Right, just a bad decision. He threw that right in his hand. He should have threw that out of bounds up in the stands.
I mean, Coach, he was standing between him and the receiver.
Right, he was right in front. He was in defensive position. There's no way he couldn't even lob that over the top. It just.
No. But it hit him in the chest.
Right.
It was right to him. It's like he was throwing the pass to Brooks. So first down, big opportunity here for the Tigers. Cannon Kyles going to drop back. He's going to look to put it in the air. He's going to float it over the middle. Got a man caught, and at the goal line, touchdown Tigers. Great catch down at the goal line.
Well, just a seam route, Grady. He just went straight up the seam.
Maurice Cameron making the catch.
Well, you're gonna see a seam route just right up the top there, and
it was a nice hit put on him there at the goal line by Malachi Horton, but he could not dislodge the ball. Great catch.
Well, I tell my guys, I mean, when you're that close, you got to put your heels in front of the goal line, because if he catch it behind you, then that's a different story. But if he catch it in front of you, you're in the end zone, and he catch it in front of you, it's a touchdown. And that's what just happened. He made a great tackle, but it was too late.
Hanley's going to take a timeout, talk about the two-point conversion coming up for the Tigers. They lead it here on the Friday Night Network Game of the Week.
In Alabama, school spirit is in the air on Friday nights. At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're giving our customers the opportunity to show their school spirit every day with our new Spirit debit card. We've designed a unique card for every Calhoun County school that includes the school's logo. So every time you use the card, you're showing your school spirit. Come in and get your school spirit debit card today. We've got spirit at FNN Bank. Service, solutions, and strength. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Right, Hanley after the timeout talking about the two-point play they've got drawn up, and it'll be operating out of the gun now. Cannon Kyles, he'll have Meadows in the backfield, twins over to the right, single wide out is to the left side for the Tigers. Trying to make this a 7-point lead, and they're going to fake it to Meadows, going to roll right, going to fire in the end zone, got a man wide open. And the catch is made, and the two-point conversion is good. And the Tigers lead it by 7 here on the Friday Night Network Game of the Week.
Advantage Tire and Alignment on Highway 202 in Anniston is so much more than just a new tire and rim. There's not enough time in this ad to tell you all the many things they can do to help keep your car in tip-top shape. Advantage Tire uses ASE certified technicians, so you know any work done is top-notch. Bottom line, if it needs repaired or replaced, they can probably do the job and save you money. And when it comes time for new or used tires and rims, Advantage Tire and Alignment prices just can't be beat. Stop in and see Bruce and the crew today. Advantage Tire and Alignment.
The Tigers lead it again by 7 now here at the Warrior Stadium, Bobby Joe Johnson Field here in Cherokee County. Let's take a look at tonight's keys to the game. And one of those was just the mistake that was just made, Coach, by Cade Hopper.
Well, you know, he had a guy right in front of him, and, you know, that's part of being a young quarterback. He has to throw that away and live to play another down, but he tried to force it in there, and, I mean, with no lift or anything, and, you know, he just threw it straight in the defender's hand, and just a bad play.
And the short kick fielded by Colton Hill, and he slips as he crosses the 30, comes out to about the 31-yard line. That's where the Warriors will take over after that bit of a disaster on the last play. And they took one play to punch it in the end zone. Second quarter of tonight's Game of the Week presented by PCA Insurance and Center for all your home, auto, commercial, crop, life, and health insurance needs. Call agent Secretia West at 256-927-2012 for your free quote today. So Hopper will try to shake off that pick and get his team on the move again. He's got Ramsey in the backfield. He got a two-back set this time. And they're going to hand it to Ramsey. He's just going to lower the shoulder, and then he's going to be hit right after he crosses the line. In there to stand him up and drive him back. That is number 10 for the Tigers, and that is Christian Jones. Gain is about a yard. Second down and 9 coming up here for Cherokee County.
Hunley has some big guys on the inside, but right now, Grady, what I'm seeing is they're not doing that in a 3-4. What you typically see, they're not getting it done. They're playing high.
Here is Ramsey trying the outside. He is cut off. He reverses field, tries to cut back up the middle. He's going to get a little bit of a run in there, maybe another couple of yards. Again, quickly there. First hit put on by Christian Jones, and the cavalry arrived in a hurry. Also Dylan Brooks in there as well. Give him a couple, brings up third down and 7. Take a look at our featured player tonight. He's standing right there, Damian Ramsey, 6 foot, 240-pound junior running back, Coach.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. Yeah, he looks like 240 pounds.
Yes, he does. He runs with authority, to say the least.
One solid muscle.
3rd and 7, possession down here for the Warriors. Copper's going to drop back. Now he's going to have some pressure, and he dumps it across the middle. And again into traffic, and this one incomplete as he just kind of threw that one at the feet of Colton Hill, and it'll bring up kicking time once again for the Warriors.
Well, again, too, that was another bad decision right there. He stepped up in the pocket, and, you know, he probably should have just ate it. They running 2 underneath crossing routes and 2 over-the-top crossing routes, and you know, he should wait till they clear before he make that throw, but he's trying to throw it into traffic.
Major will boom this one away, Coach. And Hanley will go back to that 2 deep return man. Of course, we just saw Jaquari Lewis run a kickoff back for a touchdown. He's one of them back there along with Quade Lewis.
But he got speed to burn. He did a good job.
And we've got a whistle, and we're going to have a delay of game penalty coming up on Cherokee County. Noel Stevens with the signal there. So back to Warriors up 5, and he'll have to kick it from a little further back. Coach, momentum in this one really shifted on that kickoff return and then the immediate interception, and all of a sudden it's all residing over there on the team wearing white.
Absolutely, but never count out Cherokee County because it can change in the blink of an eye.
Oh, no question. There's a lot of weapons on that Warriors team. Mesa kicks it, and it'll be fielded and fumbled by Lewis. Gets it right back, and now he's going to be off to the races. There it goes. Down the middle of the field. This is going to be another kick return for a touchdown. This time it's Quade Lewis with the 6.
Speed to burn, speed to burn. He fumbled the ball, and Cherokee County got a little lazy on the return and didn't cover it.
But back at the 43-yard line, there is a penalty flag. As we'll look at the replay, but this one's coming back, I believe. It was a great return. And that one would have really broken this game open, but I think it's going to come back for a block in the back. Or a hold.
I guess we'll get that replay again when we get a chance to see if we can pick it up.
Yeah, happened right here around the 43-yard line, right in front of us.
Okay, we got it again. Let's see if we can pick it up. Oh, I see it right there. There it is right there. It happened right back here.
Okay. So officials saw it too, and it was the spot of the foul. Actually, that had to be further back even than that because they have dropped that all the way back near where he received the ball. They're back inside their own 35-yard line at the 31, Coach.
Okay, unless he called it one hand. I saw that, but I didn't think that was enough to.
He must have right at the beginning of the return because they're standing back there at the Hanley 25-yard line, so that's a big turnaround. That cost you points. And it wasn't a terrible hold, but it was enough.